Hi.
Hello, everybody. We are Girls Guts Glory. Happy Sunday. Happy holiday. Thanksgiving weekend. We hope you had a great time with whatever you did. So we are here, gathered here today. Sin cannot make it. So hello, Sin from afar. As you can also see, I do not have my horns today because I left it in my car and we carpooled today. So please forgive me for my lack of horns, but know that they're mentally there. So let's just pick it up from where we left off if we're feeling ready
scared,
about that.
is what we're feeling.
This set has never been quieter.
We are feeling scared.
If the minis are visible right now.
There's a lot of them.
But do you see the nice parade of enemies behind us?
It's like a puddle of death.
Pray for us.
Pray for us.
So in summary, it was actually a pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Easy session last week, considering the amount of terrain covered, because you guys left the kitchen, made the left with Giles, who actually I need to get a mini for in a moment to represent our good old gnome friend, Giles. After you guys had passed through some enchanted tapestries into what appears to be the Undermountain or something of Waterdeep. After Lilith had come crashing in on a parade of squirrels, mounted on squirrels and mini Lilith, after you guys encountered a very dangerous battle with two individuals, one that looks like an elf with kind of glistening white skin, and another one of these creatures who has a cloak and is kind of wrapped up but has these very jaunting yellow eyes and these boils all over their body. As you guys had engaged with battle, one of them had dashed down the hall. And as you guys were recovering, talking with Lilith, and just trying to cover all your tracks, it appears that that person who had run away from that battle had gathered quite a large party of these other creatures with these yellow eyes. And now coming full force, chasing you and Giles down the hall after a very long and arduous battle, is this scene you see before you. As you guys had cast Pass Without a Trace once more and had gone underneath as much stealth as possible, running down a staircase, taking the left initially that Giles said, and then two rights. You guys have now come upon a very long hallway that just continues and stretches on. You do not see any left turn or any right turn. Everything is 10 by 10, and the land and the earth here is made of a mixture of pebbles and wet dirt, which made it very easy and accessible for Lilith to come crashing through the network of underground tunnels with her and her squirrels. However, that being said, it is a bit of a scene since you guys are pretty far ahead. I think a lot of the squirrels are still with you, if I'm not mistaken. Quite a few tried to stand their ground, I think, and you told them to come with you, like, don't die for me, like, follow us.
Sure.
And unless you wish, you have not yet requested them that, but they are all following you. And because of the size of the squirrels, your Pass Without a Trace acted as just like one cast on all of them. Since they're small, they're tiny creatures. But let's pick up from there. So you guys are running down this hallway as quickly as you can. There is no light source. You guys are trying to remain in stealth. So those without dark vision are kind of stumbling along a little less quickly than you would expect. But you guys are not as worried about speed as just making sure they do not see you or spot you, since there is no way out of a 10 by 10 foot hall. It's just continuing down. They're rushing down the end of the hallway. They turn a corner. Right away, Vita turns to you guys. Vita has been traveling with them for some time since there was a break-in of the palace that they had been trying to investigate and help with. And it does appear you guys had found an entrance point into the palace from the Undermountain, which could answer a lot of these questions. However, as Vita kind of turns around to you guys quickly and says, listen, I know you guys don't like me, but
I like you.
okay, thank you. And this is a situation. So though I'm still suspect of everything happening, I'm going to go try to handle this. Yeah?
Okay.
Cool. And she turns around and with a wave of her hand, you can see that she has cast some spell that makes her look like one of the creatures that's approaching. And she begins to walk forward quickly. Also trying to drop Pass Without a Trace. So she just pushes past you, Lilith, and she's starting to make her way down. As she's starting to do that and walk very casually, not at full speed, as these people are turning a corner and looking down the hallway, what do you guys want to do?
Run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Run.
Run.
Fly. in my case.
Okay, then I want you guys to roll a secondary stealth check, please.
We have passed without trace on.
Plus 10.
That's a good one. I don't know yet. I'll use the frost.
Okay.
Wait, it's your plus stealth or just
stealth.
plus 10?
Plus 10.
Oh, okay.
It's your mod
Oh
and
my
then
god.
10.
30.
It's not a 1.
31.
31.
27.
Please hold.
15.
17.
Okay. So, as you guys all try to cover within the shadows, I kid you not, I rolled another nat 20 at the start of the game. So, as you guys try to turn a corner and attempt to stealth down the hallway as Vita, now looking like one of these creatures, approaches, you hear some disgruntling and confusion. Even as they turn the corner, you can hear sneers and snark coming from especially the person who has the elven white skin, who's, again, very clearly looking down. And again, some of you guys can't really see who or what this is. So it's difficult for those without dark vision to know what's going on behind them. However, though the creatures with the yellow eyes all seem incredibly confused by Vita approaching them and trying to communicate with them, and they're all kind of held back in confusion, this person with this white elven skin just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 5, right there. Misty steps right into the center of you guys.
Even though we're running?
Yeah, because you guys ran for, like, you wanted to stealth before you ran, I'm assuming, just to make sure you were really quiet. I mean, if not, then I can put you guys a little bit ahead, but they caught you. So, you're moving half speed because of your speed enough. Half of your team is currently not able to see because it's dark. So I can say that those with dark vision, if you wanted to, I'm assuming you guys don't want to split your party, right? You guys were all walking together.
I think we had the people without dark vision based on this in the middle, and then had dark vision in the front and dark vision
In the
back.
back. Yes.
Is Misty Step 30 or 60?
It is 60 feet.
Mine says 30.
They have a 60-foot teleportation Misty Step.
Mm.
So that's how you discover that, I guess. But as this is happening, and they Misty Step right into you guys as you had been turning the corner. Let's roll initiative.
Alrighty.
All right.
There's such a
Nice. Nice.
4.
Okay. Nat 20 plus your modifier?
Plus my modifier is 23.
23. Okay. 20 and below?
I'm 19.
19?
13.
13?
11.
Okay. And Lilith, what did you get again?
4.
4. Sorry. All right, let me roll for Vita. Okay. And then, okay. So, first up's Rowan. What do you want to do? This creature like bams by you guys and just looks around and though you're all covered in shadows, it's a little discerning because those with dark vision right now can't even see that this just happened. But y'all with dark vision can see it, and this creature somehow is cutting through everything and seeing you. You don't know how.
Okay, so who goes first?
All right, you.
Okay, so before any more can get, I'm going to use my bonus action to untransform from a dire wolf. So
Okay,
I am
great.
now back to Rowan.
All right.
And before any more can come, I am going to cast Entangle. Oh yeah, Entangle here. So
good.
right in front of them,
Okay.
over them if I can. So
Yeah.
they're just like,
Can you read Entangle
if
for me?
that's- Yeah, so Entangle, up to 1 minute. Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square starting from a point within range. For the duration, these plants turn the ground and the area into difficult terrain. A creature in the area, when you cast a spell, must succeed on a strength save or be restrained by the plants until the spell ends. A creature restrained by the plants can use its action against strength check against your spell save. On a success, it frees itself.
Great. All right, great. So you're just creating a massive 20 foot like barrier, essentially, just crowding and clustering the
I'm
whole.
trying to fill as much of
hall.
the tunnel hall as I can.
Great. So yeah, I just make a quick it can be an arcana or nature check to see if you can pull from the correct location here from the earth, because it's a lot of pebbles and dirt, so you just got to grab whatever earth you can see and then draw it into the center.
Okay.
I just want to see how this works. I just need a check.
So 14.
Okay, great. So you take a moment, you're able to focus, you find like a very small sprout of something, and you pull it down. As you do so, the whole wall just crushes in the center. You do get it at that exact point, but Vita looks a little confused as they turn around. This creature like, and so she's like,
It's far further, right? So she's still on our side.
yeah, but she's
She
like,
was
as
trying
the
to do
creature
something.
trying to go to the other side, and she's like,
Oh, wow.
she's like motioning like, come on. But that's your turn. Bonus action and all.
My bonus action was to de-wolf myself.
De-wolf yourself. Thank you. All right, so you just cast that wall, covered right now. You hear a lot of confusion coming from down the hallway, but it doesn't even sound like voices. It just sounds like shuffling and like some grunting. It's hard to tell. All right, so that is your turn. 1 second. I'm just reading something really quick, so I want to make sure. Any of you guys speak Abyssal?
Yes.
You don't speak Abyssal?
Yeah. You speak Abyssal.
You're a tiefling.
Is it
You're
Infernal
from
or
the
Abyssal?
Infernal.
You speak Infernal. You don't speak Abyssal. Okay. So you just hear a lot of weird guttural sounds coming from down the hallway, but you don't know what's happening. So as this has occurred, it is now this creature's turn. You hear their voice first, and they speak in Elvish. If anyone speaks Elvish, you understand them. I don't know who you are or why you're trying to sneak around here, but I don't like it. And he's going to go out and he's going to attack the first person he sees, which is going to be Moira. Because Moira's right there in front of him. All right, so what's your EC?
19.
19. Okay. First attack with the spear. Wow, that one. So the second hit is not going to happen, as they try with the spear to like hit you, but you heard their voice just enough that you were like, whoa, and you were able to dodge out of the way. So it just goes past your nose as it like retracts, and you can just feel like the sensation of it. That's their turn then. Let me see.
He engaged, so
Yeah,
we gon'
I'm just
probably
double checking.
engage.
Well,
She's
do
right in
it.
front of me, like
He started it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna die.
He had a
No.
he had a chance for peace.
As
Because
this is
remember,
happening,
We're gonna die.
You have me this time. Remember last time?
Yeah. You were like,
okay. All right, I'm just gonna leave it at that actually because they hit back and go. All right, I'm just gonna have that be their turn. All right, Moira, it's your turn. Cannot see this creature though.
Well, I'm going to start Requiter.
Okay, sounds good. So using that bonus action, you light up Requiter.
Requiter isn't a bonus.
Oh, it isn't?
No, because it's an attuned magical
Oh, great.
legendary.
It's a legendary weapon?
I think
Solid.
it is.
All right, cool.
It's just connected to me, so I
That's awesome.
flip it on.
Great. You can see.
I'm gonna attach branding smite to it.
Sounds good.
So
It glows with radiant energy and like radiant fire
he's gonna
energy.
be satellite, essentially.
Yeah,
Nice.
If I
and
I
he like
hit.
lights up
If
so
I
you
hit.
can see him.
oh, that was delicious. Oh, that was so good. Oh, that was so good.
Yes. Yes.
Nat
Start.
20.
Start.
Natural 20.
Nat 20. All right, well done. Roll for damage.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Helm. My boy. Look at me today. So technically 27, and then that's for 5 regular, 6 fire, and then he cannot become invisible. He
Okay.
gets 2 more
That's
d6
good.
radiant damage. I think it's like a fairy fire kind of a thing.
Okay.
So radiant damage. The target sheds a dim light in a 5-foot radius.
Faintly glowing now.
8.
All right.
8.
Radiant.
radiant, and that's before doubling anything.
So 8 radiant, and then what was the secondary? The other damage that you rolled? That you doubled?
5 was melee.
Mhm.
I haven't doubled that, so it would be 10.
Great.
6 fire.
12.
8 radiant.
Nice.
Am I
All
doubling
right.
all of it or just the melee?
Just the melee attack. You don't
Yeah.
add the additional to those other hits. All right. So, yeah, you just. And it is such a strong hit. I'm going to say, where do you want to hit this creature?
Right in the gut. I
Right.
want to just.
So yeah, as the spear kind of goes in front, you just get requited. You look and you just smack them hard into the stomach. You knock the air out of them for a second, and so like, leave. You just hear that. It's
all
like
you get.
pain, just true pain. All right, that is your turn, Mala. What do you want to do?
Ooh. So I'm gonna turn around because I hear this ish going on behind me.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark
Sounds good.
on that duder,
Yeah, you do so.
and then I'm just gonna shoot him with my longbow.
All right, do so.
With a that's not great. 13 hit.
Unfortunately, does not hit.
Well, I'm gonna try again.
Oh, I could have attacked
And
twice.
they're going to take. That is a 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Hey, Kelly, I can attack twice.
Oh, you didn't attack a second turn. Okay, sounds good. Well, you should have hit again. Roll again. Yeah. Sorry, girl.
No, it's okay.
Going back. Real quick.
Oh, it's cocked.
Reroll that one.
Roll again.
It's a 2.
Okay. All right, so you try.
It's cocked.
But then Lala gets ready and starts to hit that air.
And I just want to make sure they are below their max HP, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then they are going to take 8 points of normal damage,
Mhm.
and then
Nice.
an additional 3 points of normal damage, and then 6 points of magic damage
Well, then from the hunter's
from the
mark, right?
hunter's mark.
Bravo. Take a moment. You though that first arrow pings off and unfortunately didn't hit them, the second one just cracks right into the stomach line where there's that weak point right now within their armor, or at least within their being, and you're able to just get straight into the gut. You see blood spurt out. It's like black blood. It's kind of gross and it's black and almost bluish tinged to it, which you can see with dark vision.
I will paint
And
my
the
face
light
with your blood.
Well,
Sounds
everyone
good.
can see now because Required is on
Yes,
fire.
yes, yeah. But it's like this really off color. It's pretty gross and it's meshing with the color of the walls. It's not
Really,
pleasant.
I want to wear it as war paint.
All right. So, Vita is shrugs and begins to make their way through the entangled vines because they don't know what else to do. So they're going to be using half their movement. They get right. It's just is it a strength save?
Yeah.
With entangle, and so against your spell save DC, right?
Yeah.
I mean that's a pretty good strength save. That's a 17.
Yeah.
What is mine's 14?
Okay, so she's able to actually kind of push through, though it's still difficult terrain. It's not like stopping her and entangling her to a point where she's actually able to make it through. You don't see her once she passes through this wall of foliage that has now been built. But you hope that she's on the other side doing something. All right, so that is Vita's turn. Rowan.
It was just
Sorry, never mind. Who rolled the 11? I'm so sorry.
Happy Fada.
Fauna. I should have wrote down Fauna. Sorry, Fauna. It's Fauna. My Fauna was like running down.
So if I keep, I was running, and if I keep running, but I guess, is that an opportunity attack on me?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Wait, even if he's engaged with
Yeah.
Moira?
Anything within 5 feet, opportunity attack, because it's considered in melee.
Boo.
If I shoot my crossbow, it's not very good from right there, is it?
No, you would have to. That would be with a disadvantage because you're not in a
So
range
close.
position.
Do you have any cantrips you could throw? Can you grab the bag of caltrops from my side?
There's stuff I could do. I'm just figuring.
Fauna's just like.
Okay,
He's right behind you, right?
yeah. I'm just gonna pull my brother's short sword.
Yeah, roll to hit. Do it. Slice him with that short sword.
15.
Unfortunately, doesn't hit the first swing. Do you are you able to take a second as cleric? I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
So you take that first swing. Do you want to do anything with your bonus action though?
I don't know if I can. I'm out of spells. I'll cast my spiritual weapon.
All right. You summon your phoenix right above him.
Yep.
Yep.
It's gonna attack.
Sounds good. Alrighty. Let me find your phoenix here. There we go. All right, roll a hit as you cast it. It's not a phoenix, everybody. That's technically just a sparkly dove.
Okay, I rolled a 1, but I'm a halfling, so I'm lucky. I get to roll again.
Nice. I will let that apply to the weapon. Go ahead. Oh, he died. No, I'm just kidding. He just rolled nice. There it is.
No bueno, no bueno. 11.
11 to hit? No. Oh, sorry, Lala, honey. So far away. Oh. There it goes. Okay, great. All right.
Okay, no
So
hits. Paul does not do well.
no. Okay, but the phoenix is there and
It's
present,
there
so you're able
for-
to move it to on your bonus or whatever you need to. But your phoenix just ignites, lights up above him. Right now, he's both lit up and also lit up above. It's like a whole phoenix light dance party, Sparkle Kingdom in the middle of this very dark hallway. Okay, so that is your turn, Fauna. You guys just hear on the other side of the wall that Rowan had created a lot of garbled talk. It's hard to hear what's happening, but there's some sort of noise and cacophony of sound happening down the hallway that's echoing through. It sounds like they're confused in some sort of way. And it seems like they remained confused by maybe something else, though it's hard to tell. And then Giles, who I'm just going to steal one of these little blokes over here for now. Little Giles, who has been trailing in front because he is leading the pack, is going to run forward because he's currently not engaged with anybody. And he runs to give his full speed. I'm sorry, guys, the map ends there, but I just wanted to make it clear. He's going to run all the way down the hallway. Okay, so he runs all the way down the hallway, and right after he runs almost 50 feet ahead, it's hard to see because it looks like this hallway doesn't end. But he takes a moment, and he motions like this way. You don't know what he sees because it looks like a hallway ends, but he points like that. So it looks like there might be an out. But it goes on and left and right, and he's just pointing either direction. So that's all you see. Okay? All right, so that's his action. Lilith, what do you want to do?
For my bonus action, I'd like to cast Blade Ward
Okay,
on myself.
cool.
And I'm going to take my dagger
Okay,
and stick him right in the kidney.
do it. Roll a hit.
15.
15, unfortunately doesn't hit, so Dagger just kind of misses.
Okay. I'll just do the same thing.
Okay.
Dagger. No! 14.
Yeah, so your dagger, unfortunately, but with all the action, light action going on, and the phoenix above him, you're unfortunately just not able to hit wherever the light source is. There's a lot going on in the middle of this hallway. Good attempt, however. So top of the turn, Rowan, it's your turn once more.
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action now to transform
Okay.
into a giant mole.
You become a giant mole. Okay, you are currently a giant mole.
And with my
That's amazing.
I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if everyone can follow me or not. Giles is all the way up ahead, but I'm just going to start burrowing underground,
Okay.
like underneath, and I'm making a tunnel underneath whatever tunnel we're at, and I'm following the straightness. I'm heading underground towards Giles, but
Okay.
from underneath.
Okay, great.
And it makes a tunnel. I can move 50 feet
Okay.
as a burrowing speed.
Okay.
It makes a tunnel 5 foot wide and 8 foot high.
Okay, great.
So I'm hoping everyone can follow me out.
And that's your action.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay,
So I'm moving.
so you drop
50 feet.
underground. So
Yeah.
you create a hole, and it's 5 foot wide.
5 foot wide and 8 feet tall.
Okay, so you create a 5 foot wide one, so it's just one divot, one hole underground. Doesn't cover the whole thing, but you create this I guess center point. You drop down, and you begin to burrow in that direction. You make a little squeaky noises for everyone to follow, And if it's 50 feet per round, you said, for the burrowing,
Yeah.
you can get to exactly where Giles is,
Okay.
pretty much. So you go, because its speed is 50. So you, it's 25 plus 2. So, yeah, so you're able to get right behind him with your full move and that action. All right.
Oh, he was on the.
The other.
Yeah, it's fine. You're right by him. You're right by him, though. We are using
It
that
was
theater of the mind for now, since the map is not long enough for this. So, as you guys are, you see Rowan just drop down as a giant mole and begin to burrow a hole underground. Solid, sweet. Okay, great. Well done. So, it's this creature's turn. So,
Don't let him know.
he can see. Okay.
Should have used my long sword.
He takes a moment and you see his hands move and he says something, and you don't see exactly what it is until you look all the way down the hallway. And what you see right now, beneath, right where Fauna, so Fauna, you're right by him, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this would technically be right, I'm gonna make this right. Right beneath him. And he takes a moment, and suddenly you see a glowing ring around him, and you see all this mist. And then he just disappears. Down the hallway, you see a similar glowing ring. You don't know how far away it is, but you can see it on the very cusp of your vision. Who has...
Toward Giles?
But he still has the light on him.
What? Yeah, he still has a light on, but he's so far away. What's your vision, everybody?
Like dark vision?
Yeah. Like 120 feet?
60.
Is it 120 on the cusp of your vision? Or
I think so. I don't have it
sometimes
written
rangers have special abilities, and sometimes barbarians have special abilities to see even further.
I can't see
down.
it.
Let me see what
No.
I have.
I'm underground, but I could see 60 feet.
Yeah, it's 60 feet.
With blind sight and tremor sense.
Oh, yeah. You're a mole.
I get tremor
You're just like a super mole.
Yeah.
I do get advantage on looking for him, but I don't know what my sight is.
Okay. I'm going to say then, just roll a quick on your reaction with advantage, a perception check.
16.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. This glowing circular ring that's now covered in mist that you can't see anything now, that he has like disappeared within this hole. On the very cusp of your vision, you swear to God, maybe 50 feet down the hall, like barely can even see that speck of light or anything. But you swear you see a faint light, a similar circular glow, and something pop out of it all the way down the hallway, almost 250 feet away.
Yeah, mother ever.
As that happens, you also catch that this ring and this mist is still there. Like it hasn't gone away. It's still there.
Stay away.
So just letting you know. All right.
He's gonna go kill this guy.
Then
He's farther
whose
than
turn
Giles.
is it?
Giles.
it's still his turn.
Did he go towards Giles or did he
No,
go
he's
past?
past.
All the way
Way
past.
past.
He is almost 150 feet past Giles.
I thought it.
Do I have to?
250 feet away on the cusp of her vision.
No, he said there's a way out there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This map is all
Which we might
fucked
need
up
to-
in my
It's
head.
like this.
This map is just all fucked up in my head.
It's okay. It's perpendicular. However, I think that's going to be their first full turn. So moving down that. Oh wait. Then their movement. They run down the hall, and you can't see where they're running because at that point, like that hits on the cusp of your vision. But wherever they just
Can I
went
still
to,
see where the circle is?
well, you have Hunter's Mark on them. How far does Hunter's Mark go?
1,000 feet?
Hunter's Mark. I have to look again.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Once you look up Hunter's Mark, I'm going to say because your Hunter's Mark's still active, you can feel them pinging on your radar, and they're running down the hallway. However long this hallway is, they're running all the way down it. What?
Well,
Who's they?
The creature that just
Oh,
walked
okay.
through.
The elf
Got it. Okay.
What's this?
Do we not get a reaction when he disappears?
Because it's like
this
teleportation, it's technically not disengaging. It's just moving from one spot to another. So I would do the same if you use Misty Step. Like nobody could technically try to hit you.
How much time have this step?
Oh, it's in spell.
Hunter's Mark.
I'm getting there.
Look. If not, we can just keep moving forward from there once you look that up. However, that is their turn. And they run. And that's it. All right, Moira. What do you want to do?
I want to do two things.
Okay.
I want to, with one hand, grab the bag of caltrops that I have,
Okay.
and toss them into the hallway right here.
Okay, right where Rowan had just casted Entangle. So
Yes.
Entangle is
Yeah.
currently right there.
Yeah, caltrops
great.
there,
Right
and
there. Okay.
with my magic alchemist jug, I'm gonna pull it up and whisper grease.
Okay.
Fill it with grease and throw the grease into the hallway as well.
Nice. I'm gonna say you're
entangle,
able to
caltrops,
do.
and grease.
You're able to do both of those things with one action. You're able to both. I'll say for a bonus action, you grab your bag of caltrops, and then for your full action, you cast grease or ask for grease within the alchemy jug, get it full, and you're able to throw both at the same time. And you feel like you're able to cover the ground in front of you. However, I'm going to say that from this point and about the 10 feet in front of you, then there's all entangled here for 20. There's no movement in that direction right now without a lot of trouble behind you. Okay. So as long as we set that up. Good job, Moira. Okay. Lala.
Is the circle still there?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna shoot my arrow into it.
Okay.
I'm trying something. I'm trying something.
Okay.
And also so Hunter's Mark to cast. This is range is 90 feet.
But it doesn't.
Range is
but
different
that's-
than Hunter's
Yeah,
Mark,
it
which
doesn't.
has
It doesn't have a.
There's a
So
distance.
then there isn't a distance
There's
limit.
no distance.
It doesn't have
No,
one listed.
Okay. How long does Hunter's Mark last? An hour?
1 hour.
90 minutes. Oh, up to an hour.
I thought for some reason it was like 1,000 feet or something.
It doesn't say.
Okay. Alright. Cool.
I mean, using a higher spell slot, I can maintain it longer, but it doesn't
Awesome.
have a.
Cool. Well, then you just feel him pinging down that hallway then.
Okay, well then I'm gonna shoot
Running,
my.
running.
1,000 feet is locate object.
Thank
That's
you.
what it is.
Thank you.
Well,
But yeah, Hunter's Mark's active and you feel this creature on the cusp of your vision.
I'm feeling sassy,
Sure.
so I'm just gonna shoot my longbow straight into the hole.
Alright.
Okay,
Almost.
Maybe not.
so close. Was
you
it
can
11 to hit?
Okay, I need you to roll with disadvantage though. Because you
Okay.
do not technically see the creature.
11 to hit.
No, but I'm going to say that as you hit, as you
Mm-hmm.
ping, you can hear something that sounds like a metallic ping of your arrow on the other side. Like your arrow went through it. Do you want to take a second hit? Because you have two hits, but your arrow definitely went through whatever that was.
Rachel, roll on my die.
You sure you want me to?
Yes. You rolled a nat 20 earlier.
I did,
Okay.
but I wasted it.
I got another 11 to hit.
Oh, all right. Well, you tried
So-
again, and the same effect. You hear two pings and what sounds like something hitting against maybe a floor or a wall. It's just like a little tiny ping of a pebble against
Okay,
an
well
arrow.
then in that case, I'm just gonna start flying down towards.
Gaz.
Yeah.
All right. What's your speed?
It is 35.
Okay, so you can get halfway there. Actually, you're 10 feet away because Gaz got little gnome feet, so it's not running as quickly as he would hope. So you're only 10 feet away from him right now. All right, sounds good. All right, Fauna.
Debate whether to run towards Giles or to run down the burrow. I'm gonna run towards Giles.
Okay, all right. So what's your speed?
25.
25. Do you want to use your full action like he did?
Yeah.
He's 50 feet. Okay, so you use 20, 25, 25. You run all the way up right next to Giles, and he's pointing. He goes, Fauna.
But I want Rowan to come up. Oh, can I make stomp my feet?
Yeah, you're kind of
As my
stomping your
bonus,
feet. You're stomping your
so
feet.
tell her-
You feel like vibrations above you, like a little tiny halfling feet. I'll say as they're stomping. But Giles is pointing. He goes, look. We don't have to keep running that way. We can go left or right. We can go left or right. Do we want to go?
Yes.
Oh,
I want to get away from all these people.
I don't know where to go anymore. I'm scared.
Let's wait for them.
Okay.
I'm still 10 feet away.
All right, sounds good. So That's your action. He is going to roll a perception check down these 2 hallways with his action. Nat 20. So, good job. I'm rolling so many nat 20s, but like it's good that it's for Giles. So that's good. So Giles looks to the left and looks to the right and looks down the hall and he goes, I think I don't think we should go that way. But to the left or to the right, the right looks like it's a little safer than the left because the left has a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood. Do you see the blood? It's really hard to see. I don't want to go that way.
I can't see anything. Let's go the right.
Let's go to the right. Okay. So he turns, like he makes a hard right, and I'm going to say that he uses his action. He uses his action to look, but then he uses his speed of 25 to run down that hallway and begin to just scope it out. So 25 feet to the right now from that perpendicular kind of turn, like here. So he's going this direction, just so everyone has an understanding. Reverse for you guys, but that way for them. Cool. All right, that's his turn. Well,
Lilith, hi. I'm gonna run towards them.
all right. So I'm going to say that right now, with your actions, it seems like whatever's happening on the other side with the entangle, the grease, and the caltrops happening, it's buying you guys a little bit of time, a moment to breathe in this very dangerous underground tunnel sequence. So what do you guys want to do? Well, you guys make all a hard right, and I need to know what you're doing too, because you're underground right now.
I'm on Mr. Hopkins,
Okay.
and we're just gonna run towards Giles, and Fauna.
Okay.
I've debated whether I should cast a little Leomund's hut. I've been trying to cast this, but also we'll be just stuck there that they could get through and be with us, or should we? We're not supposed to be talking. Can we talk? We can talk.
It seems
right?
like
We
there's a
can
moment.
strategize?
It seems like you have a moment. It may
I
not
can
be
cast
more than
Leomund's
a few
tiny
minutes,
hut,
but
and we can all hide there for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so you guys have like finally all caught up,
everyone.
have
Okay.
set things up appropriately. At least you feel like you have a minute or two with whatever Vita's doing.
Or we could try and tunnel out and do a minor illusion over it and just try
Over
and
the
get.
hole.
Well, because
Heck
there's
out.
already a hole down where Rowan went down, so that could be one
I'll go
like
up and poke
diversion,
my head out.
and then we could
A giant
burrow
bull
in.
pokes their head out from the underground.
We should find a room, make a hole, push something over the hole after we're inside, and make the tiny hut there.
Yes,
She
let's
can
find a
tunnel
room.
us a little thing.
She could do stone bells and cover the hole with the stone.
I think, and Giles with that nat 20 as he has continued to run down the hall, he goes, I think I see a door on the left up here. Should we go in? There's only one door and the hall just continues.
I have a question for DM.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if I were to cast Moonbeam into the Misty Sphere, would I be able to control the angle it came out of?
You don't know what's out there.
Probably not.
Okay.
It seems like, from what you can tell, it's very hard to navigate through that hole.
Can I? Oh, sorry.
That is it.
Oh, can I make a mole perception check to see if I can smell where outside is?
Sure. Roll a perception check to try to see
Like
if you
what
can gauge.
direction is
Yeah,
the closest
yeah, of course,
to get
yeah.
outside?
I'll say that all the squirrels kind of surround you curiously,
Yeah.
like you're their mole king. And Lilith is currently still, and you know that your
That's
potion's
good.
probably going to wear off within the next, like, I don't know, it's probably 20 minutes or so. So you have a little bit more time to ride Mr. Hopkins on his back, but slowly fading.
24.
24. You do your best. You smell, you sniff, you smell. You don't know how deep underground you are, but outside right now doesn't seem close.
Let's go in this room. Let's dig a hole in the ground. Let's cover the hole and make our hut.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'm gonna go in the door first. In case somebody's in there, I'm ready to fuck somebody up.
And I'll be right behind you with my bow drawn.
Okay, sounds good. Do you just kind of like kick the door open, or what do you do when
Yep,
you
I'm
enter?
too tired of this shit.
Okay,
I do not care.
all right. You kind of kick the door open. It seems like an old, really shoddily put together door of some sort that hasn't been open in a long time. And as you kick it open, just so much dust and dirt, like kind of you have to cough at it as it's kind of filling all of your lungs. This seems like a completely empty room, minus one rotten barrel in the corner that smells horrible, like food or bread that has been moldy for years.
This is perfect.
It is disgusting. It is small. It was probably just some sort of storage room along the way for food and meats at some point.
Does there happen to be an old moldy rug on the floor?
No,
There is no old
we're gonna
moldy
close
rug,
it
just a
with
very
stone.
old,
Yes.
half-rotten barrel.
So as soon as everyone is inside, when she starts working on the hole, I'm gonna pour grease again on.
I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw, however, as you get kicked open that door. There's a lot of mold.
Wow. Cool. All right. 15.
15? Okay. You're going to take half damage of this from the save. But 26, so half. So 13 points of poison damage as the spores of whatever mold that is hits your lungs. However, as you cough it in, it settles. And everybody else, you wait as Moira's like hacking away, opening this 5-foot door. And it seems like there's no more spores in, like that have currently been activated or kicked up. You just got to be careful in here from what you can tell. So, moment passes, they all settle. There's nothing in the air.
Dick. Down or to the side? What do you guys think?
You also do think that from what she just had happen to her, if you dig in here and stir up the spores again, you're going to have to figure out a way to not take all that damage because those spores are going to get kicked up and then these black splotches of whatever it is going to go into your mouth. So, what do you guys want to do?
I motion to them to go back outside the room, and we're just gonna dig somewhere else. Is what I would like to try to
Let's just dig it
get out of this room.
All right, so you guys close
And
the
then-
door.
Leaving the mold.
Okay.
We're gonna dig in the opposite direction of the. I'm gonna dig in the opposite direction of the mold,
Okay.
and since I can't smell, which way would be a good way to dig?
Roll She did, but there was no outside
Let's
smell,
just
so you
dig,
can.
dig down because that worked
Dig
before over
down?
there. Let's just dig down.
Okay.
Dig, and if you find that you're opening up, if you think that it's getting weak and it starts to open up below you, we'll dig in a different direction.
Okay.
Okay, it feels weird to dig just straight down, so what if I dig down and on a diagonal?
Okay, so you
gonna-
also want to push into a corner. It's a 5-foot hole in the hallway, though, that you're going to be creating, just so
But
everyone
we're gonna
knows.
We're gonna
cover
cover
it
it.
Okay, just a reminder.
with
So
stone.
you try to push to the right as best as you can, creating a 5-foot hole underground that is 8 feet tall once you want it to be. You can make it smaller too, but we'll say 8 feet tall. You're a giant mole, so you're going to have to get around. So you burrow. You continue to burrow all the way down. You get far enough away. Do you want to use like the full 50 feet action again?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
How far can you cast your stone thing though?
Touch.
Yeah. So you would have to
But I
burrow
have to
and then
unburrow. I have
you
to
would have to
go
go back and then
Yeah.
cast.
No.
So
So I'm just burrowing as far as I can.
you burrow as far as you can. You give it. I'm gonna say you burrow a decent 50 feet in some direction on an angle. Can I just have you roll a d20?
Yeah. 17.
Okay. As you burrow, you feel like you're burrowing, and your hand at one point goes through something, and you look beneath you, and there's another tunnel beneath you, and you had kicked up dirt, and it's created a small hole, and there's like you had hit on the angle another sort of underground tunnel of some sort. You do it again. You don't fall through or anything. You patch, you turn a bit to make sure you don't have all your friends walk across that very thin ceiling of whatever that floor is. You do it again, and after another about 20 feet of digging down, you hit another section of that, your arm going through once more. You turn. So thankfully, because of your senses and because of the way you're digging in your check, none of your friends are going to fall from the ceiling onto the floor of another underground network of tunnels. But this is like you're going down into a network of something, and you're just hitting corners and doing a zigzag. You get to a section or a pocket that feels safe enough, and you like create a safe haven and a burrow right there.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's
we
50
all
feet.
follow
Cool.
her.
Okay.
We all follow her
All right,
down.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
as quickly as possible. Yeah.
Good.
Is your full action move? Yep.
So now I've burrowed out of space, and I look to you, knowing that you've discussed with me your plan about tiny heads, and knowing you need spell slots. And I'm like,
I need you to be back though. I need you to do the stowed, cover the hole with your stowed shape.
I think I'm too far for that.
Can you go back?
You
Or
can
is it
burrow
too
back.
late?
You can burrow back, but
But the stone shape is only for a stone.
I know, but the floor is stowed, right?
it's a mixture of dirt and pebbles. You could probably try to repatch it in some way to make it not
So
look
here's
good.
what I do. I go back to where we did a turn.
Yeah.
I burrow a little bit more in one way, and then I go back, so it looks like there's another tunnel, and then I close off the one that we did.
Okay. I just want you to make a survival check.
Okay.
Yeah.
17.
Okay. You think you do a good job putting them off your trail, making some sort of fake tunnel in the corner, patch up that grass and that dirt to a point it doesn't look like it's kicked up too much, and you think that you've created enough enough cover for
diversion?
yourself that you're able to not ruse suspicion unless things get really out of hand. So you burrow back down. All of you guys are in a tiny little dirt hole in
And
the
I'm
ground.
gonna cast Laban's tiny hut around us.
And Layman's tiny hut needs a special area of effect. Can you read the spell really quickly?
No. It's 10
Yeah.
foot radius.
It's a 10-foot radius. So you'd have to burrow 4 pockets and corners of 8 foot tall. Is it 8 foot tall? How tall does it? Isn't it 10 by 10?
It's a 10 foot. It says a 10 foot radius, a mobile dome.
Yeah. So it's a 10 by 10 kind of
It says
circular
a
dome.
force springs into existence around and above you.
So you're able to cast it after you have to do a couple of rounds. You feel like, I'll just say, as you're pushing against one side, you feel like a weak point in the wall as well. Like you're not far away from some sort, maybe 5 foot away or 3 feet away from whatever kind of weakness could be over there. But this tiny hut, cast, cover above your heads.
And I can fit 9 creatures. So it's us,
Giles,
Giles, our little squirrel, Mr.
Mr. Hopkins can
But
go, but all
the other
all the other
squirrels-
squirrels are just standing outside of the hut. Just like 100 of them.
Keep guard. Keep watch.
Keep watch.
On the hut if anything comes by.
Mr. Hopkins begins to squeak.
Play dead.
Does anyone has speak with animals still?
I'm
Do you still have it?
I'm speaking with the squirrel.
She has
You have
squirrel
it. Great.
talk.
You still have squirrel talk for a little bit, right? Yeah. Or at least for now. We'll see how long that wonderful enchantment from the Squirrel King lasts, which is so great. But Mr. Hopkins turns towards you. You guys mostly hear squeaking, but he goes, "I'm glad to be back and that Rowan is safe. Thank you, Lilith, for making sure that we were able to attend her. However, I must say, I am worried about my squirrel people. May I, if it's okay, send them to peruse ahead to report back of any findings they might have? I am worried that, seeing what we had just encountered, they may all be slaughtered by those creatures."
Tell them to do whatever they need to do to be safe. But you can't leave. None of us can leave in the spell.
Do you
ends.
understand, Mr. Hopkins?
No.
Okay. So you hear like a squeak, 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 squeak.
But I just announced to everyone to make sure they know you can't leave the hut or the spell ends. So
Yeah.
stay in the hut.
Yeah.
Mr. Hopkins wants to know if he can send the fleet of squirrels on ahead of us to scope things out.
It might give away our location, but I also want them to be safe.
Can they burrow and try and find a way?
Back to the surface. I transform back into Rowan since we're in the tiny hut.
You are
now.
in the tiny hut.
I think that's an excellent idea, Fauna. Hopkins,
Yes, Hopkins.
you cannot leave the hut.
You cannot.
However,
Oh wait, you speak with animals.
I do, yeah.
Okay, so you can do it. I don't have to translate.
If you have a spell left for speak with animals, but
I do, yeah.
If you
But I
wish.
also can. Yeah, it's a
You
first
also
level
catch-
spell, and we're in the tiny hut.
you also
Yeah,
catch
we're back
that
at
Lilith right now is squeaking. Like you
Yeah.
don't know what you're like. What? Like
Yeah.
Lilith's suddenly squeaking right now.
And I can now
This is
understand
discovery.
Lilith's squeak, and I catch the tail end of Hopkins' conversation, and I hear Fauna say her thing. Mr. Hopkins, you cannot leave the hut.
But okay, I'll stay.
But if you could shout so they can hear you, or send out
He like bravely walks forward
and
with
tell
his
them to
tail
play dead
behind
if they
him.
get caught.
He opens the door, and his arms slowly rise up as all of these squirrels start to squeak and jump and
He
like.
can't
you-
open the door.
Well, there's no door open, I guess, but he's saying it at the
At
entrance.
the
of the door.
edge, it's a dome.
It's a dome. Okay, so he says it at the entrance of the dome as his arms slowly rise up as all the squirrel folk are like squeaking in front of him. It's a like Braveheart. Squeak, 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 squeak. But you hear much more beautiful speech as he slowly like raises his fist in the in the air, and everybody else kind of does it. All the other squirrels do it, and they begin to like speak and nod as you can see them start to kind of jump around and sniff and begin to find whatever they can on their way out, or at least a place that could get you guys out of here. All right. Sounds good.
Can I also cast Animal Messenger on
I don't think
How
the
many
spells
can I
can
do?
go in and out
They
of
can't,
the
no.
hut.
Oh, they can't.
The hut protects you guys from magic, but also from the inside. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Okay,
it's a
never
barrier.
mind.
All right.
Let's rest so we can
Yeah. And get our slots.
regain some magic.
Okay. So it's gonna be a long rest.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. You guys had only gone to sleep like what 5 hours prior? Not even. Like this is.
That
you
was a
guys-
stressful battle, though.
Yeah, you guys just left the kitchen, and with the battle and what had just occurred, I actually think you guys have technically not been awake more than 2 hours. However,
Size.
you guys just want to rest. It's not even like sleep at this point. It's like you guys need to like pass out and just take cover from how damaged you guys have been. So you have a successful 8-hour rest, and at the very end of this kind of spell being cast, it's only 8 hours. Right at the end of all of you guys sleeping, it dissipates. So you guys are currently in the spell. The spell
My
drops.
spell
It's how
after
it
8
happens
hours.
after 8 hours.
Oh, well,
And-
that's my turn.
And then all around you, unless you don't want to rest, but the whole underground tunnel is currently just there. So there's no hut, but you're
Did
underground.
the squirrels find anything in that 8 hours? So they come back with any
They have
messages?
not come back. No.
Okay.
Well, now we're in the dirt.
in the dirt.
Do you think we've given up? Are you think enough time's passed?
How far would we be now from where we left all of them? Like, where are we now?
So you, from what you could tell, from the way you burrowed,
Uh-huh.
every time you dug, because you dug 50 feet, and every time you hit right around 20 feet is when that, like, thinness would occur. So from the angles, you've
Can
probably
you draw for us a little bit?
Yeah, I will try my best here. I'm very, very bad at drawing. So you created a hole in the middle of the hallway. You had hit right around the 20-foot mark, what felt like a weak wall, and you hit another one, or a weak wall, and you went here and you burrowed there. So it kind of looks like that. Does that make any sense?
Mhm.
So this is kind of what you did, like angles and sharp turns. But you're currently underground in this safe haven.
Okay.
How
So-
far from where we are in the dome to that first, the one right above? No, the one right above us. The one right there.
Right there?
Yeah. How far away is that?
5 feet. So it was you burrowed 50. So that was at the 20 mark, and then you just went an extra 5, and then you burrowed right there.
I'm going to open my divine sense.
Okay, cool.
It's within 60 feet.
Yes.
There's fiend and fae and
Okay.
all sorts of sons of bitches.
Yes. You take a moment, you open up your divine sense. And divine sense is for any of those, or do you choose
Celestial
one?
fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Uh-huh. All right. So, take a moment, focus that energy. Don't pick up anything.
I'd like to take a moment to say that while I was in burrowing, I found that we are near other tunnels if we wanted to see where they might lead us.
Well, I can cast invisibility on myself and peek through some of those little walls.
That sounds
You want
good, so
me
you
to?
could... Aye, we'll stay here in the burrow. If you're not back in 15 minutes, let's 5 minutes.
Let's look through the lowest one because I think our ultimate goal was to get as far down as we could because there's something down there that we need. Although we were here following Vida, so I'm not entirely sure why we're here anymore.
Now we don't have our leader.
Are there
So
any squirrels left, or did they all leave?
Giles is kind of just sitting there, like he's looking a little nervous, like he's thinking about something.
Giles, what are you thinking about?
You guys know how I told you about that boss, that real mean guy who's real mean to us. So I don't know much, but what I do know is the reason I didn't know more than just those 2 turns is because it's known that if you the further down you go here, the more dangerous it gets. So he might be down this direction. So I'm a little nervous.
Can we just get out of here?
I
don't
know.
know what our mission is.
We don't have our
She
leader.
hasn't
She doesn't know the item that she's supposed to be going
She's
for.
not anything. She's so annoying. I thought she was cool, but now I'm realizing how annoying she is.
I don't think she's annoying. I think she's just not telling us the information that she
also,
needs
it's time
to.
for Tej. It's been way too long since Tej.
We should probably leave. I feel like this might be too dangerous for us. We have no
Giles,
reason for
does
being.
burrowing down be like down into the ground? Like, should we assume that, like, because we're in the undermountain, so if we burrow up, is that the way to go toward?
That might be the safest route if you're looking for a way out. Oh, it's just been so long since we've been out. I don't even know how far down we are.
Lilith, how did you get to find us down here? How did you with the squirrels get in?
Well, I rode on Mr. Hopkins. He kind of seemed to
But
know
what did
the
he
smell.
come from? Did he burrow down? And
It seems like it was a long path of different holes in the Hero's Garden compiled with underground burrowing tunnels that led you through a network of serious, like, brain tunnels all the way into something that appeared to
I mean, we could have Mr. Hopkins lead us back out.
I have
I'm sure he knows the way
you let
back
us
to.
in.
We both have ideas.
But also, the hole that you came through was about 9 inches, 8 inches, like all of
Well, could you
Or
turn
if
back
we
into
just-
a mole?
Well,
Yeah, just mole up.
hang on, though. So the reason we're down here is because of Vida, but also because of Farland. Do any of us have messenger or sending or something?
Animal messenger.
Animal messenger. Can we send a message to
I have
Farland?
sending.
Can you send a message to Farland? And
Please see.
tell him our situation and then just end with please advise.
The spell enables creatures to understand the meaning of your message. You can send the message across any distance, even to other person. Okay. I'll send him a message.
If he has a better solution for us that might be beneficial. Otherwise, we're coming back out of nowhere. We're still
Okay.
suspects. And there's
I'm just
nothing we
gonna
can do.
message Farland and say, okay, 25 words. 25 words or less.
Stuck in Undermountain, in danger, Vida
God.
missing. Please advise.
We could say
Come
more if we
find
want.
us.
Deep in the undermountain.
But we don't even
And then
know where
maybe
this
ask
is.
if he knows what.
Why
where
can't?
we should
Why
go,
don't we
what we're looking
send?
for.
Why don't we send? Since Mr. Hopkins knows where we are, why don't we send him to give the message?
Well, I could
And
just
then have
send it
him-
right now and see if he advises us.
Yeah, it'll be faster.
Okay.
And safer for Hopkins.
Ask him what we're looking for, what Vita was having us look for.
And is,
where
is
we could
there a
find
code
it?
word that we should say if we meet anyone from the?
Okay. In
People.
okay. Stuck in undermountain. Vida missing.
In danger.
In danger. Please advise what to do with creatures we meet. What are we looking for?
That's
Help us. That's it.
So you're just there, and as you're casting the spell, you like one by one say this in staccato, like to Captain Farland, wherever he may be. A moment passes, and you feel a ping in your head, and you hear, "That smelt good."
No shit, Farland.
You don't hear she.
I know.
That's not
I'm
good.
blowing him a kiss in the direction and also fuck you. Like
That's
this.
not good. Clear your names. Find evidence of robbery. Order of the Gauntlet needs information. I'll help. Great reward. And that's all you get.
Ugh.
I'll help.
That doesn't
But how
help.
will you help?
How are we supposed to find
damn it.
evidence of a robbery?
Okay, let's try and be sneaky. Very, very, very sneaky. Let's
Why
not.
don't I just conjure some sort of magic and we'll tell him that's evidence from the robbery?
No, we need actual evidence. But what if instead of taking the tunnels, I don't know why we didn't think of this before, we use a giant mole. We avoid all of their tunnels. We just go down with the mole.
I was thinking that, and I was thinking I could cast Pass Without Trace before we do such.
Yes.
And I could smell to see where they sleep, where they inhabit, where their things might be that they perhaps have stolen if we're looking for evidence.
Can someone do locate objects only 1,000 feet? On the earrings.
Not the earrings, because she might already have
She
them.
has-
If I cast locate object, but I thought of that signature that was inside of the earrings.
It's not technically an object. A signature is not. Yeah.
Well, but so I tried to throw them at her, but then one of the
Guards.
they're
the masked
probably-
people.
It hasn't been that long,
and
though.
There could be more evidence stashed away down here. If Arlen sent us down here, then I'm thinking there's
We
got
just-
to be a
Let
stash.
you guys, let's not engage with them, okay? Let's run the heck away. Let's be as quiet as.
I start to grow back into my normal size.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you would have done that actually at
Okay,
the very
normal.
top. But
Okay.
you had grown as you were sleeping and resting. You became Big Lilith.
I'm Big Lilith again.
I'd like to use locate object on Quell.
Locate object. You have to describe an object.
His mask and the hood
Okay.
he was wearing.
Okay.
Anything that would have been
So you would. So
Specific
the
to
hood
him.
wasn't very specific. It was just a black
mask.
hood. But the mask is a very specific object that you've seen a few times now, both on the people who had been parading Laurel Silverhand inside of the palace, as well as on Quill's face. You take a moment. It has a range of 1,000 feet. You don't feel it on the cusp of that particular cast.
I'm thinking we should just smell our way around where there might be these things rake.
Try and listen.
They can't be that hard to find where they might sleep or frequent, where there's a stash.
I have a feeling if there is going to be any evidence or information, it's going to be with Giles' boss. And he's, I assume, down near the bottom.
Then
But he
perhaps to
did
the bottom of
it was more dangerous.
Yeah.
But let's not engage.
Yes, we can be sneaky.
Why can't
I,
you burrow
and they'll
up
keep us in
towards
between
the top of
tunnels.
the
Yeah, let's stay at the
I
tunnels.
very well could.
Very quiet. Just try and listen. Let's not shoot things at them.
Yeah.
Let's just try to
Barge
be.
through
Stealth
doors.
Also, I can turn my eyes yellow if need be and pretend to be one of them.
Great.
Cool.
You could.
I have
Can
a
you
disguise
turn
kit too.
more than your
I
eyes?
No,
I
I have a disguise kit and I can turn my eyes
I
yellow.
have a half
And
of disguise.
Don't forget, disguise kit takes an hour. So if you wish to do anything like that,
We should
it'd
do
probably
it
be
now.
good to do while you're safe. Exactly.
What do I need?
I'm going to
I have
transform.
disguise.
How long does that take to?
It takes.
It's auto.
It takes a while.
Okay, I'm going
And it lasts
to.
for up to an hour, I believe.
I'm going to disguise myself as one of those monsters that we met earlier.
Great. So it takes the better part of an hour as Lilith begins to use her disguise kit to put in like yellow contacts that she's able to manufacture and create through her alchemy. She creates boils on her body. She starts to create that clawed signature hand they have.
You want to disguise
Um,
too?
Can you disguise her?
Yeah, go to disguise kit.
Sure.
I'm casting Pass Without Trace as all this is going on.
Okay, sounds good. Would you like to do it at
but
the
it's only
end?
an hour.
Would you like to do it at the end? So you're gonna wait until everyone's all
I
ready to
lied.
go.
I'm gonna put my hat of disguise on,
You put your wonderful hat of disguise on. It has a big feather on it. It's wonderful.
and I'm gonna look like one of them too.
Okay, great. So you're able to grow a little bit to get to their height. They are a medium-sized creature, so you kind of push yourself up about a foot with the spell, and yeah, you do look like one of these creatures.
Ew.
It's gross. All right. And you have been disguised as one of these creatures. Again, it was kind of hard to see what they look like full body, but you're able to get their hands, you're able to get their face, you're able to get their ankles and their kind of like the area around their feet. And otherwise, your cloaks or your normal wear is able to kind of almost cover what would be your actual body. But you, however, have a full spell, so you're able to get a little bit more of the full look that you need because you don't have the clothing appropriate.
How do I look?
Still
How
somehow,
disgusting.
somehow kind of cute still in a weird way.
Thank you.
Very weird.
I can't even look at you.
As her sharp teeth, thank you, and her like eyes like full of yellow, like to say that.
Guys, just look at me. Don't ever attack me. Don't confuse me with one of them.
Is there
Okay.
something that you're wearing maybe that we can denote is
I'm
you?
gonna take one of my brooches.
Great.
She's covered in jewelry.
Give
'cause
me
that's who Moira
something.
is. Put a brooch on you. Put a brooch on you.
Okay, thank you, Moira.
Yeah, you guys have a little clasp brooch right above where the robe
Leave them
is.
back. That one has a
And
heavenly crest on it. But
anybody else want to do a disguise self spell or anything like that? I know you were talking about it
Yeah, I'll
potentially.
just do invisibility.
Okay.
Why
Turn
not?
invisible. Take a moment. You can't see Lala anymore. All right.
You don't have a disguise, right?
Nope.
Okay.
However, though, it's pass without a trace on a creature you can see.
Pass without
You might
trace.
want to wait to turn invisible until pass without a trace is cast. I just want to double check.
we're still tunneling too.
This is each
you're
creature I
in-
choose within 30
You
feet of
choose.
me.
Great.
Yeah.
So you don't have to see them. You just have
Yeah.
to choose.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
perfect. So you can turn
Okay.
invisible, no problem.
And
and Giles is like,
Since-
me too, right?
I, of course.
Good.
And since you're invisible and can fly, you and you look like one of them, and I can transform into a beast. I'm going to give you spider climb. Just in case.
Thank you. Hold on to it until we're. How long does?
I have to cast it before I transform into an
Oh.
animal.
Okay. How long does it last?
Up to an hour.
Okay.
Gotta move fast then.
So
That's
can I
spider climb.
cast that and pass without trace?
Are they both concentration spells? I know.
They don't write it on
No.
the card, which is really
Yeah, that's confusing.
annoying. I wish
Um,
they'd write it on.
let me look it up.
Maybe you should write it.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
pass without a trace
Yeah.
is a concentration spell, but then you're casting spider climb, right?
I want to cast spider climb.
Spider climb.
And pass without trace.
Yeah, they're both concentration spells,
Okay, so I can
unfortunately.
only cast one?
Yeah.
All right.
So you, what was the other one?
That was like perfectly harmonized.
give you
Give her flight.
I have a flying potion. You don't need to worry about me. I can fly if I need to.
Then I
Very
go
well.
invisible.
Where is my flying
As soon as she says,
Yep,
I have a
flying
flying potion, then I'm like, okay.
Let's tunnel down. I'll be in the back a little bit. So if anything happens and you guys need to be deceptive or secretive or invisible, I'm not fucking up your plan because I'm noisy.
All right, and I'm casting pass without trace.
Sounds good. All right. So as you guys are enveloped in shadow, sitting in this really droopy, cold, wet kind of cave, I'm assuming somebody, while you guys were talking, at least lit up some sort of small requiter or some sort of light source so that you guys could see. But as you guys were talking and trying to just stave off this cold, all of these actions had occurred safely. You guys got a successful rest. You do know, though, that Vita was on like a time crunch, and so you guys had just rested 8 hours, and you haven't seen Vita or the squirrels yet. So time is kind of like, from what you can gauge now, maybe it's pressing closer to night, and you guys have been gone for almost a better part of a day and a half, which at this point you have a feeling the captain's guard and the city watch who had all brought you guys in aren't going to give you several days to like not be suspects and be questioned. So time's of the essence probably in terms of trying to get through all of this without getting in trouble.
Well, they're gonna have to find us.
Consensus.
They will.
Should I use locate object, that will be 2 second level spells. I'll have 1 left to find Vita, if she's here.
I don't think that'd be a bad idea.
Okay. All right. going to use locate object and see if I can find Vita
Or
within
should
1,000.
I send her a message? But that's another third level spell.
Yeah, I can punchy punch. That's fine. I don't need spells.
And what are you focusing on? What on Vita? What would you
The
like to-
tattoo.
The tattoo? Okay. You take a moment. Is tattoo an object? Don't know if tattoo's an
Well,
object.
last time I was able to focus on the symbol on the back of Farland's cloak.
But it was like a.
Even if it's not a body part?
It's so specific.
Her
I
nose
think
All right, then the nose ring then.
it's such a weird spell. It's jewelry, apparel, furniture, tool, weapon.
Nose ring.
So okay, great,
Or her weapon. Both. Just
great,
both.
great. So the nose ring, a very discernible nose ring that nobody probably has in the Undermountain. You focus on 1,000 feet.
Mhm.
You feel it. It is beneath you. It's in an awkward angle. You feel like from where you're standing, it's kind of because you're here. You're here. It's almost from where you guys were going. It's almost like out and down in this direction,
I found her.
but it's like on the cusp. It's like about 850 feet away.
Like, down there. Incredibly far. She's very far. She's very far down. That's a long ways. Down there.
Should we try to go there, or should we just try and listen and get some clues like
I thought
Farland
that
said?
we might want to go there because if she was found out and captured, first of all, we should probably help her, and second of all, she might have been taken to exactly where we need to go.
Okay.
Before I mull out, is it possible?
DM question, actually. Is it possible for me to cast Speak with Animals on myself so I can speak to them as a mole?
I don't know.
I
That's
can
a
speak
good
with
question.
animals, so I can talk to you.
That's a really good question.
That's okay.
I'm fairly
But
certain.
I am still curious. But yeah, cast that.
Can you cast it on someone else?
I think it's you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate because the
Yeah.
range is self.
And
Yeah.
put
So-
self on herself to talk.
To talk
Common.
to
Humans.
humans. To talk. Well, it doesn't say humans. It says with beasts. So I think because it's you could talk to the other.
All right. So after I mull out, you cast Speak with Animals on me.
I will, yes. But I think that we should wait because I think it has a duration.
Farland
10 minutes.
specifically said we shouldn't go farther
I'll-
down.
Did he?
I'll
Yes,
give you
he said it was
signal.
more
He said
dangerous
that-
down there.
Did he say that?
Yes.
No, wait.
No.
Giles did.
That's
Giles did,
said
but
it.
not Farland.
Farland doesn't really know.
He said,
Doesn't seem
clear
like
your
who you are.
names, find evidence of robbery, Order of the Gauntlet needs information. I'll help. Great reward.
I think the information might be down there. I think
Okay.
that's...
If anybody asks, we say by the order of the gauntlet, we've been ordered to.
No,
I don't think
they
that
like
they're
the order.
allies down here. We're in enemy territory.
We're the enemies.
All right. Well, I'll
Also,
just
I
give
think
you a
this is
signal
the
to talk
first
to
time
me.
a lot of you guys have heard whatever the Order of the Gauntlet is. Like, this is news, whatever this is.
What's the Order of the Gauntlet, Moira?
Why are you looking at me?
Because you act knowingly.
I absolutely. A little meta.
And
I
I
don't know
listened
much.
in on your conversation, I think.
Of course
roll
you
a
did.
history check? You
I'd
did
like to roll
listen.
a
You
history
did. The two of you guys, some of you guys were
listen.
precedent.
I think we were
So the two of you guys are like accidentally like giving away the fact that you totally listened in on that conversation.
So history?
Yeah, history check. Yep.
I'm never flirting with
19.
anyone again.
Okay, you've heard it in passing when you have been at the spires. Very quietly, underneath hushed voices, you've overheard people talking about this order and this gauntlet thing, but you don't know what it was.
I've heard of it from at the spires. But I don't know what it is.
You just know that it's full of very noble people who are associated with Lathander, who I guess a couple of them are in this thing called the Order of the Gauntlet.
You may not know this, but I am of noble blood. I just don't brag about it. So if they're looking for anyone else, I'm a child of Lathander.
Sure. I'm sure that I would love to put in a good word for you, especially after you've talked to me so graciously, sweetheart. I don't know much about them, to be honest. I know that the Fallen is a member. It's that weird, the little symbol thing that was on his back. They've asked me to join. Potentially.
That's nice.
This is great, but don't we have some
Because
spells
we need to
that
go.
someone
We need to
take?
leave.
So let's head
Let's
toward,
not talk about it.
I'm thinking I'll lead us toward Vita.
Can I,
Staying above.
climb on her back and point the way?
Down as you guys are digging
To
down
where
towards
Vita
the
is.
direction where
Yeah.
Vita is. Okay, sure.
mole.
Are you a giant mole or a tiny mole this time?
Giant mole.
You're a giant mole once more. Okay, so you can burrow. You can create that 5 foot, that 8 foot high.
Okay.
Yeah. Just roll me an animal handling check to see if you can stay on her back for a second. You won't get hurt, but like it's hard to ride a giant mole without a harness.
I'm gonna be at 17.
Though it's hard to kind of wrangle her. You can maybe wrap a rope around her belly and kind of ride her
It's
as
okay.
you can.
I don't want to make it too tight.
It doesn't hurt, thankfully. But Moira is able to mount you as you're also doing the action like burrowing. Okay, so as for the rest of you guys, you're just following behind?
Yes. Stealthily.
Yes? Everyone's stealthy? Okay, then I would like 2 checks. I would like everyone to make a stealth check first. And then I would like you to make a survival check.
Okay.
Not to.
Oh, I got advantage with invisibility.
Yes.
And we have pass without trace, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's 10.
What'd you get? A natural 20?
I just rolled a natural
You are
20.
so fucking
Oh, I
stealthy.
can't wait to see the amount.
no. What was the second?
19.
roll?
So,
This is only going to be for Rowan.
Oh.
so my stealth was not that good. My stealth was 14.
Okay.
And then my survival. Oh, but my survival is 20.
Okay.
Unnatural.
Great. Okay. Stealth? 24. Okay. Moira?
We stealthy together.
We have
24.
that.
24. And
I rolled a natural 20. So my stealth is 47.
Oh my god!
I'm next to her. It's coming off on me.
Your stealth is 47?
Yeah, because I'm invisible. And so Kelly
my
gave
God.
me a plus 10, but she also gave me
I
advantage.
love. If you're invisible, you should get advantage. Yeah.
And so I rolled a nat 20,
7!
and I have plus 7 stealth. And then, so plus 10 with my invisibility, plus 10 pass without trace, correct? 47.
Oh
Holy
my
moly.
god!
And I'm saying that should help the group out.
I love
Wow.
it.
So
Oh
yeah.
my
So
God.
you feel
My fairy
like.
dust is
You
just
moved me
like-
to another plane
Hey,
of
you're
existence.
so stealthy. Do you want to do anything with anybody here? Because no one's gonna notice you. Like I'm giving you free reign right now to take anything off anyone's
God.
pockets. Like, or like to dig around with Mr. Hopkins. Like you can do anything
I
you
might
want.
dig around with Mr.
That's
Hopkins.
so stealthy. You should be able to do
I'm
something
just gonna,
extra.
I'm just
that's
gonna-
really good.
Sneak up and pick him up.
Flying squirrel.
He has no idea why he's flying right now, like flying squirrel. But like you just totally toy with him, Lala, for a while. It's like
trim her
he's like,
sense her wings. Even though she's invisible, can I trim her sense the flutter of her wings?
yeah. Well, technically speaking, because your perception is different. It's sound based, but even so, with a stealth that high,
A 47.
I think you're like
I
gliding.
I wanted to
Mr.
reassure him
Hopkins.
that it was just Lala.
Yeah, it was
I'll
so.
whisper to him.
Okay.
But like, yeah, you're very confused about why he's squeaking and why he's like flying behind you as you're like burrowing
After
with
he
Moira
freaks out
on your
for a
back.
second, I'm just gonna whisper, "Now you're a flying squirrel."
He's so confused. I'm slightly traumatized flying squirrel. But he after you whisper to him, he's like he calms down and he's like, and he just like enjoys it as he like puts his arms out, like hoping that he appeases you when you're need to
Superman
play with him. All right.
I'm also gonna take the opportunity to fly him around in front of Fauna. Everyone behind.
So yeah, you see Mr. Hopkins just float in front of your face, like this, like it's not even flat. It's just like
What
he's
is wrong
jerk.
with him? This is freaky. Oh yeah, time for something else.
Let's go. Fly.
Um,
Go.
So, it takes a while. She is about 850 feet down. from your ping. But as you guys are burrowing, you're taking some time to carve out and create these walls very carefully. You have to go at a little bit of a slower rate. However, with a stealth of 14, what happens is this. You burrow down a few more times. You get down to solid about 200 feet in the direction that you need to be, cutting it down from about 600 feet from that locate object spell. But as you're doing that, you hit what feels like a weakened wall once more. Now, as you're burrowing, this time it feels a little bit closer to when you created the mound, and it was like right next to you, as if there's a weakened wall. No, not like you're on top of a ceiling or floor, just like a wall that you're passing. However, as you're passing it, though you're able to gauge and kind of feel the tremors of the earth around, you're not very quiet with digging the hole. So you just you're going a little too fast, a little too eagerly. On the other side of whatever this wall is, you hear stirring or questioning or talking of some sort happening on the right-hand side. Yes.
I raise my hand up to stop everyone.
Okay, so you stop
and I'm
everybody.
listening.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Can we all?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Ooh,
Natural 20.
Okay.
9.
Is there space for
12 dice.
to fly and like try to get close to the wall?
Trouble.
From the way that Rowan was digging, it does seem like she was able to it was like 3 inches. That's why her stealth was totally given away there. So whatever's 3 inches away from the other side, so you can press your ear to that wall and hear real quick because it's only 3 inches of dirt.
I have a passive perception of 15. Would I, as a mole, just innately know some things?
I think that actively you're trying to hear and stealth, and I think that this is a very active participatory search. But thank you for asking that. Down the line, that might help a lot, though. That's good to know.
Okay.
However, you press your ear. Nat 20. What did you roll for your perception originally?
It was, oh gosh, I think it was only 9.
Okay. So you can't really hear. You're too scurry. You're a little too... 15? 9? 12. Okay. The rest of you guys can't really hear. There's dirt kind of crumbling around you. You guys are kind of covered in dirt, too. I mean, this is a lot of raw earth and grass and pebbles in your boots and your hair and your clothing. Mr. Hopkins even is covered in dirt and has been holding a pebble in his mouth while he's flying around. But you, with your ear pressed against the wall, and Fauna, the two of you guys are able to just hear on the cusp of your hearing here as in common, but it's like a spoken broken common between two creatures, and it doesn't sound like their original dialogue is common, but you hear something along the lines of giggling, cackling, and then chanting.
Witches.
The chanting seems to be dissonant harmonies, and they're saying something along the lines in common of the day reckoning, the day reckoning, the day reckoning, the day reckoning, and you just start to hear this crazy.
The day of reckoning?
That's what you hear. And you hear this weird choir of can I actually, Lilith, you take out your instrument and you can't help but
I don't have
play.
it ready.
Oh, you don't have it with you today?
No, it's here, but I just don't have it ready.
Oh, no? All right, so we can pretend that it takes a moment as Lilith gets pretty excited, oh, sweet, good beats, good music.
While she's doing that, can I Divine Sense?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I have 4 uses. I might as well.
Your Divine Sense, one more time. It's
Undead,
Faith,
Celestial.
Fiend. Okay. And it's a creature, correct?
Let me check.
Yes. I just want to make sure. And there's so many different things that you can do. It's Divine Sense, and then there's other things like that. So I'm just double checking.
I know the location of any, it doesn't say creature, just any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 that's not behind total cover. I know the type. Of any being whose presence you sense within the radius. I also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell.
Okay. So So yeah, hold on. This is so great.
Stealthy. She wouldn't do this.
She's staying in stealth. It's almost perfectly within the song and structure.
Harmonized and hidden.
And they sing a little louder so you guys can hear them a little bit more crisp as Lala's listening. A daylight reckoning. And they're just singing it again. Daylight reckoning. And it's just like kind of dissonant and disturbing.
Do I know what David is?
Roll a history check.
Me
Probably
too.
not.
Yeah, roll a history check.
Is it daily reckoning or
Daylight.
Daylight
reckoning?
14.
14. Okay. All right. 14. You've heard of this before. You know that it has something to do with the year of sunrise. Long time ago. Something has to do with elves. It has something to do with elves. This reckoning. It's something between elves and humans, and you don't know what it is. But it has something, the DR is what you guys use for your years. This is what you guys use in this landscape to quantify. So this is how years began.
Do I get anything with my fine sense?
So, you start to sing as you have your earpress. On the other side, you feel pinging on the edge of your 60 feet. Something that may be consecrated.
Okay.
What's consecrated be?
It's the opposite of our temple. It's not hallowed ground. It is. Oh no, consecrated is something holy. It's something holy. Is it inherently good?
I think
desecrated
detect
might be-
good or evil is different than divine sense, but
Okay.
But consecrated.
Consecrated, we're near some kind of holy place.
it's different between consecrated and desecrated.
And desecrated.
Desecrated is something that's been
Destroyed. You guys
Yes.
experienced something desecrated when you guys first walked into Faye.
Yeah, I remember.
On that
will
ground.
Detect evil and good. Should I?
You might as well.
Okay. I'm gonna try to detect evil and good.
Okay, can you read that spell for me real quickly? The daylight reckoning. Everyone's just kind of singing it.
Okay, for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there's a place or... Oh wait, is this the same as
I think
Divine
it's pretty
Sense?
similar. I don't think that you get like.
You know if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. Okay, then I'm not going to do
You
it.
don't detect
And also
alignment.
30 feet, you
It
know
doesn't
that
tell
your divine sense was a little bit closer to that 60, 50 foot, whatever that
Never
is.
mind.
Is there a spell or something that allows you to detect alignment in people?
There is, but I don't believe you'd have it.
What is it?
I have to look that up. I was looking it up the other day. Let me see.
It's so weird.
Actually, this is like a thing. I guess detect thoughts sometimes can act as that.
Oh.
There used to be something like no alignment, detect evil kind of thing, but yeah.
It's not.
Okay. Well, we should keep going.
Yeah.
Let's remember that just in case we need it. But we should. This seems like bad news bears.
So I just keep
So- After hearing that weird chant and that strange scene as you guys had passed very closely to a point that there's some sort of stirring, though your stealth had maybe given away something had been happening. Thankfully, the music and the sound of Lilith's playing had covered up your noise. And you continue, best as you can, to burrow down. Yeah? All right. So, after you had hit that 200-foot mark, knowing that you have about 650 feet more to go, just make a secondary survival check. I'll let your stealth hold.
I'd also like to smell. If I can smell.
Sure. After you roll that stealth check, not stealth, a survival check, then perception check. Yeah.
Ah. Oh. 10.
Can you bless her?
10?
Cast.
With your survival? So
It's
yeah,
only
so
saving throws and attack rolls. I could guide her potentially.
yes, guidance could happen. You would have to, technically speaking, Moira's on her back, so it might make more sense for Moira if Moira has a spell to help her. But if you want to ride on her back and cast it, because you have to cast it every action. Guidance only lasts for like a very brief
This is
amount.
up to a minute.
Yes. And then she is also digging. So I say that every minute or so as you dig deeper, you have to go a little slower than you normally would because it's a very treacherous ground, and anytime you make a false move, you might fall through.
I'm
so.
going to guide you.
Okay, sounds good. So you walk up, you put your little hand on this giant wolf's back. And it's 1d4 additional, so roll that additional 1d4 as guidance had been cast on you as you're making that check.
Oh, so 12 then?
12. Okay, so this is what happens. You dig, and you dig, and you get almost, with a little bit of zigzagginess similar to what you had been doing before, just trying to carve around certain edges, another 250 feet down. So you're at the 400-foot mark away from Vita. As you're doing this, you're digging quite deep. Like you kind of got to move at a rate or at a pace and carve around. You're making kind of weird loops and loop-de-loops, avoiding things. You hit something that you didn't realize you have hit. The earth here has gotten incredibly moist. I mean, it's cold, it's dark. You keep requiter lit.
So claustrophobic.
But as you had been moving through all of this, it has gotten a little bit damper, but whatever, it's the ground, it's cold. However, the angle that you had been carving it, this is why it was a survival check. You hadn't realized you hit a water table, and you feel all around you water start to crack through the earth.
Ooh. Give us a breathe underwater.
What do you guys want to do?
So wait, so you're saying like we're underwater?
Not yet, but
Thanks,
the water's
Okay.
starting to
Someone cast
spurt.
breathe
forward.
underwater. Okay. So I transform back to Rowan, and I quickly cast water breathing on everyone.
Okay, sounds good. Everyone gets cast with water breathing up to 10 living creatures,
Yes.
correct? So
Yeah.
it'll be the 5 of you, Giles, Mr. Hopkins, I hope, and I don't believe anyone else is with you guys. So as water breathing happens, as the tunnel starts to fill, like water's gushing in right now, and thankfully, as you become submerged in this tunnel that is currently becoming murky water because of the fresh kicked dirt that has just occurred, you guys are just staying in stasis right now as the water had filled up. You can feel that right now the water's trying to push up into the tunnel you had created, but you had only created a 30-foot tunnel at this point that had gone on an angle, and it kind of caps off right around that 25-foot
Even though my
mark.
speed is 50?
Oh, no speed needed. The water
Oh.
speed. The water like filled up to 25 feet of your last speed is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's not like the water's pushing you guys all the way back up. It just kind of swept you guys up back 25 feet.
Or we could keep going forward and maybe the water would give us a muddy advantage. If I transformed again.
How long is this
We're
breathing
halfway
thing?
24 hours.
Are you still,
Very long
still
time.
breathing as
Yeah.
a ball?
Yeah. My spell will still work.
Underwater
This will
mole.
probably take us back out
Underwater mole.
into the marina.
Well, we should keep.
It might just be underwater.
Well, where's Vita?
Vita's still down there.
Down?
Yeah, she's still down.
Gosh.
We just hit perhaps like a passing river or something.
Maybe we can do like a snake pipe thing where we go up and then go back down, and the water will level off because it can't cover.
Great
over
idea.
the- We're gonna make a pipe,
Shall we do that?
a sink pipe,
Continue?
Yes.
Let's
to sort of trap the water behind us.
So we just need to swim back up to where we came from and
No, we're not going out. We're going down because that's what
No.
Vita is. We still got stuff to do before we leave.
I know I'm saying like we'll go back
Oh,
the way that we
because you
came.
guys had been pushed to the top of the 25.
Right.
You're saying go and create a
and
different
create a
path from
different.
there.
Yeah,
I see.
that's
Alright.
what you're saying.
No, I was picturing we just keep going and then make
Oh,
in a
into the
sink,
water.
how the sink like
Okay.
Yeah,
do
so
that,
the
the
water
water
doesn't
will level up.
rise.
Uh.
Yeah.
Alright.
maybe.
All right.
So
I don't really understand that, but sure.
So
My intelligence isn't very high.
But what I will say is this: you guys strategizing on that. Every time you guys push or try to even strategize from that, water continues to gush in. It seems like you hit a true water table, which would be an area and a surface area that's very long of a lot of wet and watery land that likely is drinking water for certain people. So
If it's stopping at 30 feet behind us, if we go back 30 feet, like Lilith was saying, and then make another tunnel.
yes, if you try that, you make another tunnel and you hit water once more. So anytime you press into this earth that you have hit, there's a water table that currently has been activated.
Draw for us?
Yeah, it's like you had dug down and then there's a water table.
Okay,
Like
so
a
we
thing of
can't
water.
go down. Or we'll hit
Right.
water. Or we can't because we water breathe.
Great, so we'll just swim through and then I'll dig through whatever's below
Yeah,
the
but once we
water.
get to the area where Vita potentially is, then won't we take all the water with us?
You'd have to
I'll be-
strategize on how to probably block it or something
I'll
of
just-
that nature.
Pack. I'll just make a mud pack.
Okay.
All right.
Well, or we'll drown everybody.
And you can,
Can I?
with grease. Water's resistance to grease, so you'll give me a little bit of grease. I'll mix it with the mud.
I was thinking, could I fill the jug with some kind of builder's tack?
I don't know. It depends on the mug you have. I know you've been gifted this. Does the mug usually it
It's
fills
the
up in
alchemist
24 hours? It only
I-
fills with stuff.
I don't know.
I think the
we
alchemist
got it
jug.
in chopped. That's
Cool.
all I remember.
Alchemist jug is awesome. It's so cool.
I remember.
I think that it can hold up to 12 pounds of liquid, and then once per day you can only do it. I think you
Oh,
have to like
oops.
wait for it to charge.
Definitely haven't been doing that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, you know, it doesn't. I don't think it's till the next dawn. Once the jug produces a liquid, it can't produce a different one or more of one that has reached its maximum of until the next dawn. So with the amount of grease created, I'm gonna say that probably it's capped off, and next dawn you'll be able to activate it.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
That makes sense. No, I've already used all that I
She filled it
had.
up with grease.
I can't fill it up again.
And also, grease is a weird liquid. Depending on the liquid you use, you can only create so much of it. It's such an interesting, wondrous.
I'll do the plumber trick. I'll just go down through the water, down deep enough, up, and then down again, and hopefully it'll stop.
Okay,
And
let's
if
just
not-
try it. We're
All
running
right.
out of time.
Here we are.
Let's see. All right, so make a survival check
How long is
with guidance because Fauna class guidance on you.
How long has it been since Pass Without Trace?
Yeah, so with your digging and then with Pass Without a Trace, no more than 25 minutes have passed by. You guys are probably to get down there right now, it's going to be a full hour dig because she's going much slower than she normally
That's a
would
4.
to make sure that you would. I mean, you could also have just A-lined it, but who knows
Oh,
what would
that's
have
a
happened.
3.
Oh.
7.
Ooh,
4.
10 for that survival check.
Yep.
Okay, so as you dig, you successfully dig, and you guys are all breathing underwater, thankfully. So it's kind of like a crazy scenario where the water is dancing and gushing around you, and every time you kick up that dirt, it's so muddy and hard to see. Even if you have dark vision here, even if you have a light, doesn't really matter because everything's kind of mucky and dirty and wet. So it's really hard to see. And unfortunately, Rowan, though you're able to use like sonar kind of movement, this is still hindering you in your ability to carve. So at times when you think you're going up or down, you're not too certain. I want everyone to roll a secondary stealth check as she's trying to just navigate.
Do I know if this is salt water or fresh water?
It sounds like it's fresh water.
Oh,
A mixture.
23.
24.
Oh!
19.
Did you roll another? Yeah, because I forgot that I had advantage.
Another nat 20. Another 47.
Oh my
It's
god.
insane.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So
Um,
much stealth.
I just realized what I was doing with my hair.
That's really cute. I'm doing a 19. I was wondering if I know
It looks
if
fun
I
like that.
if I tried to
You're
cast
like a little
Find
jungle kid.
Steed, would I be able to find a giant turtle? Is that the kind of thing that would be? What kind of?
You have a feeling, I mean, first of all, it doesn't seem like there's any life here. Like there's no fish or like any aquatic thing like that. This does appear, from what you can tell, to be a mixture. There is fresh water here. Like, you hit something that was fresh.
Yeah. Okay.
There's also kind of a mixture sometimes of salt water. It's weird, but you understand that you're right next to the Sword Coast, so no doubt it would seep into the water tables around here. I don't know if you. Yeah, I think it might be a little too far, or at least far from wildlife like that.
This is probably too meta for the spell, but do I know if I cast Find Steed here, what the fuck would I find?
I don't know. Sometimes it's DM's choice, and sometimes it's player's choice. So
What would you
I
find
don't know.
here?
I don't know, but you'll find a steed, depending. If it were like an actual water source, open water body source.
What if I could find something from the dirt?
Where?
That's possible too. I mean, do you want to
God,
cast
what are they
Find
called?
Steed?
Yeah, I want to see if I can pull a specific. Are we okay? There's a specific kind of.
And the
creature.
cool thing is, I'm fairly certain Find Steed's actually a spirit form.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess it would just be something that would exist within this sort of, like, murky water table.
There's a creature. I think it's called a belay.
A belay? I've never heard of that.
Like, it's an Underdark creature. It's covered in armor. They're a son of a bitch to fight. They're huge, but they dig.
How do you spell belay? I'm looking at this. I don't know what it is, but that sounds like a cool creature.
Put it up in the chat to see if anyone can.
I know.
I'm gonna look it up
belay.
too.
We should take a break because I have to pee.
Well, then why don't we do that?
Yeah.
So why don't we take a break while we
And
all
look up
find
belay.
Steed for Moira as you guys are trying to navigate this
Yeah,
very
I know.
ridiculous water table scenario.
Sorry.
All right, great. Thanks, guys. Break time.
People are spelling it like bullet.
There it is. Bullette. Oh my god, these things are ridiculous.
I've never used one of these. This
A
sounds so
bullet
cool.
is a massive predator that terrorizes any land and inhabitants, also called a land shark. It
Why are you
lives
looking for
only
one
to
of these?
feed.
It's a
So it can be a
monstrosity.
steed.
It's a
Oh, it is a large
monstrosity, though. It's not a
monstrosity.
beast,
Ah,
which is a
dang it.
bummer. But those
Hi,
things are
Silver
freaking
Wolf.
cool.
212.
I'm gonna leash one of those one
Belays
day.
of the world. Not.
Thanks,
Can I just
guys.
have one as a pet, please? Please.
Horrified looking.
Okay. What are some things that I would find?
Yeah,
as a
some fun
steed out
beasts
here?
down
Give
there.
us some,
Yeah,
give us
some
some
spirit animals.
underground.
So Find Steed doesn't have like a. It could be a beast, right?
Thank you so much.
refill.
Got it.
It could be a beast, right?
Any beast, yeah.
And it doesn't have like a CR cap.
It
doesn't
usually is DM's discretion. Because you don't want to get. I don't think finding something too bam.
Come on,
you
find
know.
us.
But
T-Rex.
it's usually like a war horse. Yeah, right. A T-Rex. That would be awesome. A pony, a camel, an elk, a mastiff. So usually they say war horse, pony, camel, elk, mastiff, but they say your DM might allow other animals, and I totally will. I just want to make sure it's something that makes sense.
Yeah, I want to find something that
yeah.
makes sense to find here.
Like deep underground.
Like
the
the
water
paladin is looking for
Oh,
the
man.
essence of a creature that would be found in this.
I'm gonna use D&D Beyond because
Yeah.
it's great, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out some cool beasts that we can
Yeah.
add to
Find
this.
me a steed. I want something. I'm looking for something that digs because it would be in the ground.
Yeah,
Something
you, Silver.
big, something tough, something that digs.
yeah. Let's see, monster types. So beast.
Someone says you could do an underground cave beetle.
You're welcome.
That's cool.
A giant ass beetle.
Cave beetle's cool.
Okay, I just want to say thank you to Silverwolf. I do think my wings look nice in this light. Thank you. Yes, Pictus, Ethra, we are on break. We are trying to find. Well, we're going to the bathroom, but we're also not like currently, but sorry. Anyway, we're trying to find a steed that would live in like a murky underground water table.
Not the water table. I want to pull something
You're
from the
saying you're
earth.
looking for a steed. It's really confusing.
Sorry,
steed.
Steve.
Steve, we're looking for a Steve.
Yeah.
A steed that would be digging. Something
Okay.
digular.
Yeah.
A dug trio.
So
dog
specifically
trio.
something that digs.
A dug trio.
Something that would specifically be in the dirt. So nothing like cave creature.
Not a shark.
No.
Cave creatures are okay.
Like a bat? A bat
A
would
giant scorpion.
Could it
Oh
be a
my
badger?
God. A giant ass badger?
A badger?
Doug
Fits
That would be kind of cool.
says, will Rachel appearing on Hamburger Helper any chances others might show up in their future? Oh, we have no idea.
Huh?
Treat them. Tell
Maybe a
them.
water snake.
A water snake? But I want something that will be able to come with me into the.
You want something like
Okay.
uh,
Because you need something that can also
Amphibious.
swim.
Yeah.
Dang.
Something
What
that can
about, like, a
swim.
weird, like,
something that
mud-
can.
Oh, a frog?
Frog?
do frogs burrow?
I don't know.
Frog? I want it to
They
be
swim.
able to come
They
with
don't
us
burrow.
down through. Well, it's spiritual, so it wouldn't have to breathe, right?
A sand crab.
A sand crab, something that'll be able to come with us where we're going in the end. If we have a battle, I want it to help me down there.
So sand crabs can burrow.
Blood says, what
and
is
be
an
able to
ass badger?
An ass badger. Big ass
A big
badger.
ass badger.
A big ass badger.
I mean, you could do a giant frog.
What about like a trilobite?
Trilobite.
Those live
I don't know if I'm
underground.
gonna be able to find the trilobite stats. I'm not gonna lie. I think there might be. There are giant frog stats, but like, yeah,
It's not his camera.
yeah. I'm like looking at this, and I'm like, it's just so
What would
interesting.
be
Such an
down
interesting request.
Is someone else over at the snack table?
I'm about to be in a
Actually,
half
give me some
set.
How about for now we
Advice?
say whatever we summon, it'll have the stats of giant frog.
Okay.
But giant frog is pretty cool.
Just
either way.
yeah, make it up. Give it the same stats, but
Yes.
make it up. Make it your own unique
Someone
creature.
You got
says, what about a deep broth? Someone says an echidna?
An echidna. An echidna. Those are so weird.
Not if okay, someone says trilobites are milliliters long, but not if it's a giant.
And technically, if we go like prehistoric stuff, like that
Yeah.
might be fun. Like
Yeah.
the crazy trilobite.
Like
I don't know. That sounds kind of awesome.
someone else says mudnaphyte? Mudnaphyte?
Would love to see your back.
This is so cool.
What is an echidna?
I don't know.
know,
I'm
like,
looking
I
at
feel like
details.
it's an
It's
insect,
so
isn't it?
cool.
I feel like I know what an echidna is. And I
Google.
I feel like we should do the.
someone
tri-
says giant platypus. Trilobite?
Oh, yeah. Oh, platypus is cute.
But do they live in mud? But they don't breathe.
There's an echidna.
Yeah.
It's like a little ground. It's like a
Ah, oh,
What's
the
it called?
little thing.
Are they? Can I see what it looks
badger.
like?
Not badger. The little.
Can I see?
It's the echidna.
Oh.
What?
Oh, those are.
This is gonna be really inappropriate. But echidnas? I don't know if I should talk about this.
Yeah, you should.
Maybe not. Maybe it's not according to Twitch rules. I don't know what she's gonna
It's
say.
like a hedgehog. Hedgehog is the word
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
for.
say anything about it.
Oh, this is so interesting. I looked up an article that talks about mud creatures that live without oxygen. Never heard of any of these, but I'm fascinated by those. Wow.
I was given, so someone asked Kim, you're a life cleric, right? How can you cast Lehman's tiny hut? It was a spell I found, a scroll.
Oh, yes. Yes. So you would have had to have made a check on that. So that's a good thing to note. I forgot that you're not a
Oh.
bard.
I thought you made a check on it. Like, oh,
No,
to
you have
make
to
it?
do like a, because if you cast a scroll spell that a spell from a scroll that is not within your parameters, you do have to roll an Arcana check on that, and then with the spell scroll level, hit the DC of that scroll. So
Well, this was just given to me, so I didn't know how it
no,
worked.
it's fine. Scrolls are so it can be so confusing anyway. I mean,
And again, you can still cast them more than once, right?
no,
It's
a
a
scroll burns up the moment you use it.
Well, I've been doing that wrong.
It's okay. We're all learning. We're all going by it, and I don't mind. Like in hindsight, you do if a spell is not on your list of spells you can cast, you have to create a check, an Arcana check plus the spell scroll level, and hit that DC, and then it successfully works. If not, then it fails. However, if someone's able to cast that spell, it's in their spell class, then they don't have to create that check, and it acts as just a free spell. See,
It's the same
bard
with sending,
spell.
because I was given both sending and Lehman's tiny hut. I found them.
Yeah.
You
So you have
guys,
to. Yeah, you have to roll.
We
for
broke
those.
1,800 followers on Instagram today. Thanks, guys, for following us.
Yeah, and if you
Kelly.
aren't following us, check out Girl Scouts Glory. We should be better about
Someone
posting
said,
stuff on
do
there.
you allow the flanking rule in your game advantage to hit when two flank opposite sides of an enemy?
I sometimes do when the party's underneath the size of like 5 or 4, because that's like a strategy gameplay. But because we have so many people here, I tend to not do flank.
Oh, sending's
Like,
in
as, like-
my spell. I can.
Oh, so sending's just an extra scroll then.
Yeah.
Which is great. Is it within the spell level that you can cast too? Then
third
yeah.
level.
Then yeah.
So cool. I still have sending.
Yeah.
That's the only time
Gabriel
I've ever
Knight
cast it this
says
time.
Kim has a very fancy shirt tonight. Did she come from a Christmas party?
We all have fancy shirts. We were talking about that.
I was cold in my other fauna shirt, and I was like, this is kind of
Funny.
funny.
It's nice. She's getting ready for her ceremony.
Silver Wolf says that Rowan can't use Wild Shape to turn into a creature that has flying speed until they reach level 8.
Flying speed.
So like
Isn't
flying
she burrowing
creatures?
right now?
But she has turned into giant eagles before and stuff.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. Yeah. How technically until you're level 8 you can't turn into flying creatures. We spoke about that though, I think. Right?
Yeah, because I'm Circle of the Moon.
Yes.
Which
I
I can
didn't
transform
realize.
into
I am happy
any
with
beast
all
with a
of the
challenge
games
rating
right
as high as
now.
2.
But you can't until you're a certain level
Okay.
turn into flying
Alright,
creatures
the top 2 are yours.
Even as a Circle of the Moon?
These are first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you should, I told them that if they make it through today, they're going to hit up to level 8. So
Yeah.
even if in the past that had occurred, guess what? Hopefully soon she can do it anyway. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we were talking about
Can we just stay here until the end of the game and then level up and be like, all right,
Yeah,
we're
right.
good.
Just like to stay underground and like try to survive so that way. all
What
can
is
stand
a?
up.
I don't even know how to pronounce this. You want to look this thing up in
Oh,
chat?
oh, geez. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I think it's this one, yeah, you want to do it.
Oh, I freaking love
Oh, I
red
don't know how
lights.
to. Oh, that thing's cool. All right, let me look it up.
Is your is your
Celium?
glider a +1 weapon?
Same year for it.
It's plus more.
I make +2.
Oh, those things are gross looking. Sorry,
What is it?
someone
What is
likes them a lot.
What
They
is it?
look like worms, but they're cool. They're like purpley looking worms.
Is
They're
it like the
limbless
Dune?
serpentines. They're
Is it the sandworm
limbless
from Dune?
Serpentine amphibians.
Is it the sandworm from Beetlejuice?
It kind of is.
Oh, the sandworm from Beetlejuice.
It kind of is.
Oh my
All
god!
right, yeah, screw it. Do you want to summon the sandworm from Beetlejuice? I'll give it to you.
Absolutely!
I'll totally let you do
Please
it.
let me be Lydia. That's all I've ever wanted.
There's no raffle this episode, but there will be a raffle next week. And also,
Boys best
a very
Boys,
special.
boy.
I'm so excited. Listen, Erica and I are going to play characters, and I apologize in advance so much to you. We are uncontrollable.
We
Oh
are
man, it's gonna be a wrangle.
preteen twin dwarves.
They are such idiots. They don't really speak common. They understand a little common. They understand a lot of goblin curse words.
Thanks to our another player in our group who played a goblin.
Boot is a cleric of Strahd, so his pendulum, his holy symbol, is meant for giants. So it's basically a Flavor Flav holy symbol that he carries.
Oh, yeah.
So for those of you who don't know,
What character?
last season we did a one-shot episode with some of our guy friends. We brought them in, and so this Sunday, Alice and Allie are both out of town, so we're gonna do another fun. We're
Boys,
bringing
butts, boy.
another boys butts boy, bringing new boys.
These new boys, we're gonna have Jason, Charles,
They are so much fun.
Miller.
I cannot wait to game with them.
I know, and I haven't played with him yet. Like we've been playing together
So
like,
excited.
on the same table, but I haven't DM'd him yet, so that's gonna be a gift. Then Chandler Massey, who's been a friend of mine who I've been playing D&D with for years.
Can we also say that he's a two-time
Emmy
Emmy.
Award, daytime winning.
daytime
Okay,
Emmy Award?
I have to.
actor?
Also
I
just
have
a
to
big
tell. He's an amazing human being, in and out. Talented actor too. And then also we're gonna have Dan, which is gonna be awesome.
Our
Um,
homie Dan.
Our homie Dan. The thing
Fun
is
dad.
too is that like I love telling the story about Chandler Massey because I didn't know who he was because out here in LA we tend to just be friends. Like it's like there's not much pretense around the industry, but I didn't know who he was. My friends Avril and Jess, they invited him over to play D&D with me like a year or two ago. It's about 2 years ago now, and he comes in. He plays this character. It's like level 1 or level 2 character. And I was so blown away by his role playing that I pulled him aside after and I was like, hey, like, you're such a nice person. Like, I just want to make sure you know you're a very talented role player. You should consider acting
He
or
was
something.
so nice about it.
And he was like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, yeah, like, you're a really good actor. I just want to make sure you know that, like, you're good at it. Even though I know, you're friends with April and Jess. And, like, but I want to make sure you know that.
You should give it a go.
And then April and Jess overheard me saying that. They were laughing. He leaves, and I go, "Why are you laughing?" And they're like, "Kelly, he's won Emmys." And I was like, "Oh god."
Oops.
Ooh, someone suggested tremor worms.
I want this.
The worms from Tremors.
Oh, tremor worms are
I
horrifying.
want this, but it's a large undead.
What about a tremor worm?
Nah.
The,
What is this? That's a no.
But they have the mouth. They've got the tongues with
Yeah.
more mouths on them.
I think that we should do the one that we just were told about. The one that kind of looks like the worm from Beetlejuice. That was really
Yeah.
cool.
Hero Biscuit. It will be branded as Boys Butts Glory.
Glory.
Hashtag. What is glory anything? Did we
Yeah.
make that
So
up?
good.
We made that up.
So good.
Oh, I gotta scroll up again.
So it rhymes.
Glorious.
It is C-A-E.
Yeah.
C, I just asked me. L-I-A.
You can do another.
My dear Moira, why don't we make it that cool? I don't remember what
I'm
that
getting
was called.
pictures
It's called
of
like a
actual worms.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Like this?
Ew.
That looks like a tremor worm.
Like that.
Oh yeah, no, probably not a tremor worm. That's intense.
That's so gross.
Wow. Woof. But maybe they called it a salicilian. Salicilian, I think it's called. Which are really cool. They look like, here, let me show you it. I'm gonna show you it on my thing. This is a salicilian. So you could summon like a giant salicilian and ride this kind of
Does it
purpley.
have a D&D statue?
It doesn't, but what I would allow you to do is use giant frog stats to apply it to this
I need
salicilian.
to open giant frog stats.
So the reason I think giant frog stats would work for this creature is because it's a medium beast on the line. If you summon it, a large version of it, the hit points feel right, the dark vision feels right, the amphibious thing, like the air and water thing, feels right. It wouldn't be a standing leap, so because a frog has like a jump, but it could be like a swim. So like you could swim without any problems.
Erica, where'd you get your wings?
And they have 2 actions, bite and swallow, which feels like correct. For
Okay,
this
I think
creature.
we're looking. Is this what you're looking at right now for stats?
Let me see.
I just want to make sure I have the right stats on him.
We're back, guys.
Oh, okay. Really quick, Eliza, Shakira, if you want to tweet
these
me,
are
I will
different.
find you a link. It's got them on Etsy.
Let me find it.
The wings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me find it for you.
I need my frog
I'm
stats.
actually looking at this one. This is the one I would like you to use, if that's possible.
Okay, okay.
So we're in the water.
Oh man.
I'm
So,
calling the
I am
beast.
not surviving well.
Let's pick it up back. Yeah. This has been a hard.
the rope around the waist.
So let's just paint the picture real quickly so everyone's up to speed. You guys have been digging into the Undermountain as far low as you can go. You had hit a water table that had pushed you guys back. Now the water's very mucky and wet. You guys are kind of trying your best to kind of navigate around this water table. It's proving kind of difficult, so you cast water breathing on you. Moira is riding a giant mole Rowan. Both Lilith and Fauna look like these horrific yellow-eyed creatures with these sharp teeth and this crazy boils all over their body.
Scary bad guys.
And Lala is just a non-existent, invisible, still playing around with Mr. Hopkins whenever she has the opportunity. So it's quite a scene. It's a beautiful scene underwater right now. So let's pick it up from there. So Moira was asking if she could find Steve, and that's why we just were trying to figure it out. So let's do that cool purpley worm thing, which is called again, I don't even know what it's called. The creature's
Beetlejuice worm.
Beetlejuice worm, a salicilian Beetlejuice worm with the stats of giant frog. So you find Steed, you summon the spirit of this long kind of massive wormy thing that flies right behind you. You're currently mounted on Rowan. Do you want to jump off it and hit on your steed?
Yes.
All right, you do so. You kind of swim
Did you just
nearby.
call Rowan an it?
I did. Apologies, Rowan.
She's a
Rowan mole. Rowan. But you're able to kind of let go of the rope that you bring back and kind of hinge back onto your side, and you just get on top of this spirit salicilian Beetlejuice worm.
Oh my
Sweet.
And do you take the lead?
Sure. Let's do it.
Does it burrow faster than I can?
It doesn't really burrow.
It doesn't burrow, but it does have like special attacks, and it can breathe air and water. So it's gonna follow along with you as it's kind of trying to navigate.
Its swim speed is slower than mine.
Put the ring on it.
Can I?
Is it swim speed 30 feet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is actually pretty, because you have the ring. Oh yeah, so yeah, it is technically going a little bit slower. But even so, Rowan can only dig so quickly too, considering the circumstances. So as you are trying to use that last survival check as best as you can, you guys all feel like you're stealthed well. I mean, you're cloaked in a bunch of mud. You have passed without a trace on you. You pretty much don't exist anymore because you're just fairyland. Like you're faded into another dimension. Your stealth check was so high that you feel like what you get to at some certain point without understanding it is an underwater basin, like an actual basin now. You break into this earth, and as you do so, the pressure from the water that you created on top starts to kind of press into the water table below. So it's almost like you hit a bubble, like a secondary bubble. Though you hit water table, you hit this bubble, and you didn't realize you were hitting it because you were just kind of digging. As you do so, you guys all feel this gush of water, like fresher water past you, as it all kind of blows past. So what do you guys want to do? Because it's going to probably force you guys up, unless you want to try to grab onto something and swim in.
I want to try and. Oh, sorry.
No, go.
Because this is drinking water for someone. I don't want people to be without their drinking water. Can I use my worm to sort of nudge Earth back up into the hole to kind of close it off behind us?
Okay, so you want to almost use your
Like a
worm
cork.
as a means of stopping the cork. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna say you do that with your action, kind of ride your steed around, pull your steed around, and starting to use its taily, serpenty back end to start to pad the. What else do you guys want to do? Because it is starting to pull you guys away.
Fauna, and I reach out to grab her and pin her down with my claws burrowed into the.
All right, sounds good. Just make a strength check, please.
Oh, okay. $22.
Oh yeah, this giant little Rowan just like puts one hand in the earth, grabs onto something that feels a little firmer, and you're able to hold on to Fauna as all this water's gushing past you. Poor little Mr. Hopkins and Lala are just like being swept. What do you want to do, Lala and Mr. Hopkins?
How close am I to everyone else?
You guys were all swimming right next to one another.
Okay, I'm just gonna try to grab whoever's close. Grab Mr. Hopkins' armor and grab whoever's closest to me.
All right, make a dex saving throw.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh
That is a 1.
no! I grab. Oh, I can't see you.
Can't see her. So
I'm invisible AF.
So what happens is this.
No.
Lala, you grab Mr. Hopkins successfully, but the trajectory of the water and everything, you just can't find anything. And you and Mr. Hopkins, because you're so light and tiny, get pushed back at the rate of the small rocks, and you guys just fall backward. No one notices this. So as you try to stop and cork it, you might be blocking them from coming back. So let's see what happens. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you want to just let the wind, do you want to let it take you away, or do you want to try to hold on to something and grab?
I could grab Rowan's foot.
Okay, just roll a dex saving throw.
Do better than me.
16.
16? Okay, yeah. Giant Rowan, you can feel the body and through very faint dark vision, even so, because it's A, dark right now, it's hard to even see, B, mucky, but you're able to kind of catch the coat and you just grab on to Rowan's leg for a moment as all of this is pushing past you. So you, not knowing any of this is happening, has summoned your steed to try to patch everything up. So just roll a quick survival check to see what can happen.
Oops, sorry, that was.
You moved it.
Oh, sorry, that was me. I bumped
Just
it.
roll again, please. Thanks.
Survival?
Yes.
10.
10? Okay, so you're trying as best as you can with this creature to try to pat it, but it's not working at the rate that you're expecting, and all of the water is starting to gush away. As this is happening, you yourself, even on your steed, can feel the pressure starting to bring you away. So though you're trying to close the hole, it's kind of bringing you back, and you and your snake-like creature are just kind of getting thrusted out of the hole. So as you're holding on, I want everybody else, this can be a dex check, a strength check, and a strength check for you. A strength or a dex to see if you can hold on, just specifically a strength for you though. For everybody else, it can be a strength or a dex check to try to retain your grasp onto Rowan.
Saving throw or check?
check this round.
Unnatural 20.
Great.
18.
Great.
11.
Okay, you're able to hold on fine. You almost lose your grip for a moment as you can feel yourself going away. Can I have you make a quick dex check to try to grab her with your hand? Dex saving throw, excuse me.
Oh, a saving throw?
Apologies.
That's okay.
Usually quicker.
16.
Great. You're able to hold on. You can feel her arm like go away from you, but you're able to grab on with one extra arm, little mole arm of yours, and make sure that Lilith is okay. So as this whole scene's happening and everything's blowing past, you have two of these like
I'm good at helping other
crazy
people
yellow-eyed
survive.
creatures in your arms as a giant mole. The rest of you though, so what do you want to do? Oh, Giles as well. Hold on one second.
Oh, guys.
Oh yeah, he's been swimming back. He's like floating back as well, right on around the edge of the snake tail. But nobody can really see what's happening anyway. So what do you want to do, Lala?
So I can't see anyone.
Nothing.
So I'm gonna hold on to Mr. Hopkins
Yeah.
for dear life.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to grab whatever.
Okay.
If there's anything to
Make
grab.
a dex check.
I don't know which dice I can trust.
None of them. Can't trust anybody.
Okay, dex check.
Mhm.
15.
Okay, it takes a moment, but you can kind of put your hand into what feels like Earth as you're able to slow down at least from the trajectory. Like you don't know how far back you were blown, but it was fast from the pressure. And so you're just trying to hold on to the wall with your underwater breathing. And Mr. Hopkins, like this is like a Titanic, never let go, Jack moment. But you're able to at least stand your ground. Moira, what would you like to do?
I think I'd like to get, because my giant worm snake thing is a medium-sized beast. Can it sort of S-shape its body so that it fills more of the space and it's harder to get pushed down in through the tunnel?
Sure. Let's have that be a dex check by the creature, if that's okay with the creature stats.
Sure. Not great stats. 6. No, 8. Sorry, it's an 8. It's a +1.
Okay, it's a little confused about what you're asking it to do. So it does its best to create that S shape, but the holes within the S's just allow the water to go through, and it's kind of getting blown back as it's trying to stand its ground as well.
So are we going down into the tunnel?
It's right now there's almost like the pressure in the exchange of water, especially since there's a mixture now of salt and fresh water. It's hard to tell, but they're almost dancing with one another, creating what appears to be some circular motion. So as some people are getting swept away, some people are getting swept in, and it's hard to tell right now what's happening, but this is what occurs. After a few rounds of you guys getting tossed around, I'm gonna need anyone who is currently like not holding on to anything to make a dex saving throw, which I think would just be Moira and Mr. Hopkins. And
But I'm holding Mr. Hopkins.
yeah, that's true. He's kind of like free forming though, like you're holding onto his arm, but he's still kind of getting in the line of getting hurt.
I was trying to grab his armor.
His armor?
His little leather armor that Rowan
Okay.
made him.
Okay.
So, like,
Do you want to just make a strength check then to try to protect him as well?
Oh,
so as this
dear.
is happening, then Giles is the only one who has to make the check. Giles. That's copy.
That's not great.
And it's petrified bark.
Oh, it's petrified bark.
It's petrified.
It's so cute.
Because we're vegetarian.
And what did you make, Moira, on that check?
What am I doing?
You are currently just a dex saving throw. For you and your creature, please.
18.
Okay, so from the pure stream of rock, dirt, and earth that's being kicked up, you take an equivalent of, with a save on that's gonna be 8 points of bludgeoning damage as it's like hitting in your mouth and rocks are hitting your face. But thankfully, as you get tossed aside, you just end up hitting into what appears to be a mixture of muck within some floating water table. So right now, you and your snake creature are within the pool of water. You don't know who else is around you.
As in, I'm out in the basin?
As in, whatever bubble you hit, you're within the bubble
Okay.
of water, which now has a hole that leads up to somewhere that you guys have been digging. So it's like a hole and then a tunnel of things that have been pushed up. And right now, with everybody else who didn't make that check, you had been pushed up like 40 or 50 feet. So everyone's kind of spread out.
Where's all the water coming from?
It had came from a bubble of fresh water that you guys had hit during that survival check.
So there's the basin and then the bubble of water.
Like the water
Both
table.
mixing
And they're
swirling.
mixing. Exactly.
So confusing.
It is. What do you guys want to do? You're all spread out. You don't know where your friends are.
Into something
Wine.
else.
I got rid of my control water spell.
After
we got
are
off the
just gonna
boat.
try and head out the way we came in and find someone.
Okay. Roll a perception check. It's really hard to see here.
Oh, wait, can I roll a perception?
Everyone
trying to
roll.
find
You know what?
people?
Like, let's have everyone roll a group perception check because that was.
Ooh, sorry.
Poor Giles. Is he okay?
That was definitely 17.
I rolled a natural 1.
20.
20,
18.
18,
17.
17, 11. Okay. Okay.
I don't
So-
like that face.
So
It's just perception.
it is so difficult to see here. Even with those checks, the rate of you catching your friends with the muck and the dirt is difficult. It's going to take some searching. It's going to take some time. It's going to put a little bit of a damper in terms of the hope that you guys would have these spells, a lot of these things with like on you in the time that you need it for. So right now you're searching for your friends and it takes quite a few rounds. But after a few searches, you guys are all able to kind of find one another. Like Lilith, you kind of feel the tail end of the snake, and after a while, Lala, though you were swimming around kind of aimlessly with poor Mr. Hopkins, you feel like you bump into what might be fauna. And it takes a moment as you guys are like all trying to hold on and grasp and communicate with one another. It's a better part of like a 20-minute search as you guys are just trying to find each other. So there's
24 hours.
yeah, so there's been 25 minutes and there's 20 minutes on top of that, so you have no more than 10 to 15 minutes left on some of these spells that you guys have already cast, like Pass Without a Trace. However, with Rowan's 1, what happens with you is this. You are searching for your friends high and low, and you have 2 of your friends in your arms right now. So you feel a little bit better and you feel pretty secure. You're like, I can find them. I know I can. So you're swimming, you're doing your best. You got this mole vision. Everything's great. However, your head, like you hadn't realized during one of the very thin wafers of what you had been carving against, you had somehow been pushed aside or have accidentally had your head bump against it. So your giant mole head comes pushing through into a tunnel that you had been actively trying to avoid. Just your giant mole head. Like all your friends are beneath you with all the water and you're holding on to them. And Lala, at that point, you had been able to grab and feel the foot. And at this point, right at the end of this, Moira and the snake and everybody else is just slowly, Giles even, you're all just creating this like long thread of individuals as your giant mole head pops out in the middle of this tunnel. Can I have you roll a perception check?
You see Tiamat at the end of the corridor.
Oh, fuck. 7.
Okay. So you're trying to
Get rid
get
of that dice.
you're trying so hard to get like any of this water or muck out of your ears and your eyes and your face with your mole head just popped up in the middle of this dirt tunnel that you don't notice that there's a bunch of little tiny creatures that have been scurrying in, and they're all like really confused about this mole, and they're all squeaking and they're all pointing and they all take little spears. No, it's almost like little tiny dragony creatures. It's hard to see from this distance with your perception check, but they all started to like run forward, like they look ridiculous, and they all have their little spears as they're all like charging towards you, hoping to hit you with their little spears. What do you want to do?
I want to duck back down.
Okay, you're realizing this as they're like running towards you with your eyes open up as you shake your head. You pop back down underground, but there's this hole of water now, as they all like kind of water bubbles out of it, and they all have to kind of make a dex saving throw. Yeah, a couple of them get swept away. A couple are able to kind of avoid it. It's not like a crazy amount of water, thankfully, because you guys had all been pushed up, but like it's enough that they are getting swept away. And a couple of them are like standing around the water and like looking curiously
I
at
blow
you
them up a
guys.
bubble to try to get them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, make a nature check. That's cool.
Oh,
A nature check.
A nature
Yeah,
check.
that's cool. Yeah.
Okay.
You blow the bubble,
Much
and as
better.
it pops, it
It's
says
a
fuck off.
24.
A 24?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So, like, with all this giant
Good dice.
mole, like, presence, you use a full gulp of water air, question, and you use the air that you had gotten from above ground to unleash it like a crazy, almost like a whale coming out of the ground and eating something. You're able to just and just the bubble explodes, and you just see water, solid like 8 foot high on either side, brush away all of these tiny little creatures, that had been trying to throw their spears at you guys, and they just get swept away. All right. So with that, you're able to make your way back down. It takes another 5 minutes at least. So you got maybe 10 minutes left on your spells with your pass without a traces and everything like that to go all the way back down into the water, into the bubble of water, fresh water that you guys had accidentally made your way into. So what do you guys want to do? You're now kind of in this water together. It's calmed down a little bit more. You guys can see each other. There's about a 5 foot vision now. So at least you can see each other.
Are we back where we were before the thing?
Before the whole thing happened, yeah.
Before the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. Can I perceive where the water might end, where I can make another burrow to reconfigure again?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Can I make a
Roll
perception?
it can be a nature check or a survival check on this one, okay?
We'll do a nature check. 10.
Okay. It's hard to know, but from the mixture of water and from where you have gone, from the tunnels you have created,
Not
beneath
really.
you is the best way to go, but also all of this water will just follow you even further. So both the fresh water is compromised as well as probably the bubble.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
So we're under a mountain. It's kind of going down like this, and it's like this. Does that make sense? And we're here. What if instead of going down where we need to go, we go around and then down to try and avoid the water? Yeah?
So basically, I'll burrow like to the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's going to add a little bit more time to that journey. It will help,
But we
no
need to get out
doubt,
of the
but
water.
you have a feeling that right on that edge of your
I'm
hour,
here
you're
for
not going to
water
be able to
breathing.
use anything past that. Now, you have been using locate object, correct? Which lasts for
It's 10 minutes.
Oh, it's 10 minutes. Okay. So you guys taking this detour, you're not 100% certain if you're going to go in the right direction. So I would like everybody who's helping with Rowan right now, just make a survival or a nature check to try to make sure you're going in the right direction.
Did I already do mine?
Yes.
Nat 20!
I got 7.
7?
22.
I got 24.
Okay, that's really good. Okay, great.
Also 7.
Okay. Many of you guys don't know how the land, like you up and down and left and right, especially after what had just happened. It's very disorientating. And right now you guys feel like your head is boggled and there's, little stars around your head. But Lilith, can you tell me how you use your nat 20 along with Lala to like help get Rowan in the right direction where you need to go?
Don't know.
Underground is your territory.
That's true.
Yeah, but not water underground.
Yeah, maybe you use like a skill from your acting
Okay.
troupe in some weird way.
Sure.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna pretend to.
Oh, do you know what? Do you want? They could have done sometimes in acting class. It's like the trust falls, where you just have to trust that you're going in the right direction.
So maybe Rowan I just start to carry her.
Yeah, and she just constantly trust falls as you just use your like true like artistic instinct to navigate her in the
I'm
right
getting
direction.
like intuition, like divine intuition that we
Yeah.
should be going this way, and I grab her.
I love it. And I like this idea too that like Lala is also just grabbing one of your horns and like rolling her eyes and guiding you as well, like, as you're doing these wonderful trust falls.
Oh, that's what I think is intuition, but it's actually her.
I'm using my nature skills to try and feel which way the soil is less damp. So I'm like, okay, I think it's getting drier over here.
Yes.
Oh my
It's incredible. Okay, so right at the end of this hour mark, you guys are able to go into a section after you had hit a water table and also a fresh water pocket. You actually are, after about 10 more minutes of burrowing, no longer in water. It's
Hallelujah.
it's kind of trailed behind you. It's become, 8, 7, 6 feet, but you're able to kind of create once more ups and downs to make sure that the water kind of fills and pads in different locations. And it's no more than two inches now at this point as you're hitting what appears to be the area that you were seeking, at least the almost exact direction that you're looking for. However, you have not yet found Vita or have hit a room or a tunnel because you have actively been trying to avoid those. So what do you guys want to do?
Do you still have divine sense going?
I can pop it again. I have 2 more uses of divine sense. I'll pop it again. Why not?
I transform back into Rowan for the moment.
Okay. You open up Divine Sense once more. 60 feet, correct?
Yep.
I need you to roll a religion check real quick for me.
I'm not good at the religion. The religion? No. That's like a, what is that, a 4?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the religion? Yeah, no, it's a, yeah.
Okay. You hadn't picked up on this, and it's hard to describe because it's not like a shrine that you feel. You feel like the faintest tinge of what might be consecration again, but like it's tiny. It's like a speck, like a little speck, almost like a pinprick, and you sense several of them, maybe 15, 20, and they're moving. And then suddenly it's out of your 60 feet, and then like 1 or 2 hits once more. It's the strangest sensation.
Where?
Everywhere.
All around
A
us.
couple above you, a few below you, maybe a few even on the sides. It's like odd.
60 feet.
Do you share
Yeah.
this information with us?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Then I was gonna take a chance to open up my primeval awareness,
Okay, what is that?
which for 1 minute I can sense, and the range is 1 mile.
Oh, nice.
I can sense aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead.
Okay,
And I'll find details for you.
yeah.
Because I don't think I know. What is it? It's like I know some things about it, but I don't know everything about it. I think I might just know that they're there.
Yes, and I think the thing is too, if I'm not mistaken, it's you can sense whether the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile of you. I don't know if you have to choose or not, because it's a pretty long list.
I can sense whether the following creatures are present within
Okay.
1 mile of.
All right.
And then
It doesn't say the location or number.
Okay.
I don't know where. I don't know how many. I just know
Alright.
that they're there.
Solid. You feel hundreds, maybe thousands of aberrations, fae, fiends, and undead beneath you right now.
Oh, great.
You also feel a dragon.
Oh my god!
Thousands of creatures directly beneath you.
I
I'm
cast
just gonna-
It's a
Passive
lot.
Trace again.
It's a lot. But right immediately around you? Well, I think you can only sense what are present within 1 mile. So
Well,
it's
we're
not
not
like you can
going down
sense, but there's
anymore.
tons beneath you.
Guys, is your boss perhaps a dragon?
I don't know. He's just like, he sends them up and stuff. I don't know. I don't think he would be a dragon. That's crazy.
What if they're stealing things from Laurel to take to the dragon? That's just a theory.
This pseudo Smaug.
Yeah, maybe he wants a little hold or someplace, you know?
Motherfucker, we are not ready
We're
for
not
a
ready
dragon.
for a dragon, but
We're not ready for a dragon.
Much less
Dragons known to be
thousands.
hoarders.
oh wait,
Are they greedy?
You also, I had to double check. You also sense quite maybe 4 or 5, not too far away from here. Celestials?
there are freaking celestials
What
around
the
here. What is that? Where are we?
What the
What's
fuck?
going on?
It's like we're in hell.
It's like we're at
Just
a
a hair above
pinpoint
hell.
where all of these different planes collide, and we're just, where you can stand in one location and you're in 4 states all at once. It feels
That's
like
exactly
that.
what it is. That's
Oh.
exactly what it is. Like you're on the 4 corners.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Lord.
I don't like it.
Oh my goodness.
Don't.
Okay, but
Something tells me that maybe we
I
shouldn't
don't
go
like it.
down any farther.
Let's just get out of here. I don't care about these people enough to make
I don't
all these
either.
things happen.
We need to clear our name, otherwise we can't go back to the surface. We'll be arrested on sight.
Well, we might have to just get back in the boat and
Sail
take
away.
off, sail away.
We don't know what we're looking for here.
I'd like to take a moment to maybe pray and cast divination.
Did you cast Passive Without Trace on us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'd like to
Okay.
cast divination to pray to Sylvanus. And ask.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you ever prayed to Sylvanus?
This is great.
Remember, druids are very private.
All right,
folk.
so you take
Back
a
by
moment
nature
and you,
gods.
as everyone's questioning and kind of shouting around the corner, you sit down for a moment and you cross your legs and you pray.
Yes. So I ask a single
Divination's
question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what do you ask? Exactly. Like, what do you say? And can you? Yes, I want to hear. I want to hear that it's a prayer.
Sylvanus, how can we win favor with Laurel Silverhand? Laurel, whatever her name is, because I can't remember her last name now, but you know.
Okay.
And could you show us the way to go from here to help accomplish that?
Okay. So as you cast this, I just want to double check because this is a really great spell. It's a 4th level. Did you get this as one of your additional spells because it's a cleric spell traditionally? So you chose this one?
This one says Druid, Forest and Grassland.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So I guess this one works for your class base and for what you chose because you're forest and grass. So, grass. So you cast it and you take a moment praying to your god. And though you're asking for something about Laurel Silverhand, you don't see any of that. Instead, you get sent a very strange visual message in your head that paints. And what is this? You see something like a flash of something that seems like a lot of wind and chaos. You don't know what it is. But then you swear for a moment you see a staircase. Like a staircase in your head. And then suddenly, with the staircase, you on top of it, as you're walking up it, almost like praying and meditating and walking up it, you see what looks to be a closed eye at the very top. And you just keep walking closer to it and walking closer to it. And you go up to the eye and you touch it to open it, and a yellow eye flashes back at you. And that's the message you are sent.
All right, so I'm seeing a windy, gusty, very hard to read, chaotic scene. There's staircase, a closed eye. Who here had another vision of a closed eye?
I did.
Wait. I had a vision of I didn't have a vision, but when we were in the painting, in the tapestry, I saw a gold staircase going up into the clouds. Remember with the angry clouds?
I saw one. It was a spot on the sun when I prayed to Lathander.
And on the top of the staircase was a woman's face. Like a goddess, and I heard the name Mistra. Mistra.
I want to pray to Lathander.
Well, I opened up the eye. It's yellow.
Scary.
I don't know what that means.
Can I pray to Lathander
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
if he gives me any clarity?
Yeah, roll a quick religion check.
Wait, do I
Or
roll
no,
I roll
yeah,
by percentage?
because in my DM games, I allow anybody once per long rest to attempt to communicate with their god. So go ahead.
Can I do it too?
Yes, go ahead.
Everyone pray to whatever god you follow.
Whoever
Just
you
need
know.
all the answers.
Invisible lava is shaking everybody.
Throw it out to any god who might be listening on our side.
Oh my
What
god!
is this?
You rolled a 93 in your 7th level.
Wait, I don't know what I got.
Do I get to talk to
Holy
Lathander?
moly, that does not happen. That's a 7% chance. Let's just take a minute and appreciate that. What did you roll with your percentile die?
So the percentile dice always confuse me.
Yeah,
I
let me
got
see.
double 0 and a 9. Is that just 9%?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just 9%. Yeah, that's weird because it's the 1-0 or the 0-0, so the 9% hinges on the 0-0 amount. It's weird. It's a second part because the 0-0. No, that should be 90.
No, 0.9%.
It should be.
9%. 0,
That's 93. Yeah,
Then
that's a
mine's
93%. So yeah, that would be 9%. So yes, you take a moment. Sorry, because we're looking at the polar opposite ends, and I want to make sure.
How do you get 100? 0,
You roll 0. No, because that could be a 0. So it's a 1-0-0, I believe, right?
Oh,
100?
1-0.
Yeah, like a 100.
But it's a 10
Double
plus
zero.
though. It would have to be the double
Double
zero
zeros.
and another 0.
Yeah, I've only ever had one person ever roll close to that. I've never seen somebody roll in 100, so like that'd be incredible to see. So I'll have to look that up after. I'm curious because I swear to God, because if you roll a 10-0, it's whatever this one is it hinges on the second die, and this is the first number. Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. Okay, so with a 9%, take a moment, you focus, close your eyes. You feel like Helm is present, but is just currently not speaking through you. It feels a little distant, just more distant than you would like right now. Almost like Helm doesn't want to answer you, almost like Helm is turning a blind eye to you. It's uncomfortable as you try to reach Helm right now. You don't know why. As you take a moment and just focus your energy and try to pray. So what do you do, Fauna? Tell me what you do.
I pray to Lathander
Okay.
and I say, Lathander, please help us. What do we need to be doing? I'm so confused. I don't know where to go, what to do, who to help. Please send us in the right direction.
Okay. So, with that, you hear for a moment some very strange echoes and chants, almost like a choir of angels surrounding you as you feel light enter your heart and then your eyes and then your soul. And then a moment passes by and you open up your eyes. And you don't know where you are, but there's a scene around you. You're floating, just watching everything, glistening, glowy Fauna. And you had witnessed this. You had seen this glow once before during a very heart-wrenching moment with your brother when you thought that you had seen him again. But beneath you is storm and chaos, a battle scene happening. It's wild. You see elves, you see humans of all different sorts, a familiar scene, but now crisp. You can actually see faces. You see people dying. Things are occurring and happening all around you. Things feel ancient. And you look above. And you see Lathander's face, smiling down at you. You see a staircase projecting down from the sky. Upon that, you see from the clouds a face, a woman's face, form. And with this, you see him, and you see him just with his hands clap as a giant wave of energy occurs, dissipating the face of this woman. Then suddenly in the sky you look up and you see an eye. And this eye closes and a single teardrop forms from the sky and it hits you. As this tear hits you, you feel so much pain and anguish, like you have lost something you don't understand. Then you feel vengeance and hurt and anger. And a moment passes by as this tear from what felt like a god hit you. And you just hear the voice of Lathander in your head. And it says, "Kill them all." And that's it.
Who was the woman's face? Did I recognize her?
No, but you guys, it is 5:30.
Oh!
And I think we should totally end right there. That was awesome.
Jesus, Lathander, that's dark.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very.
God!
That's
With the light?
That's not very light.
So
Maybe
good.
it means kill all the evil. Kill them all.
All
You'll
the
have to
dark,
see.
The
dark thing. Oh gosh, this is hardcore. Hardcore. Is
We're all in
closing
shock
his
a little
eye? Is he just closing his eye and stuff?
Do we have to kill all the followers of Helm?
No, that is not what I said.
No,
That is not what I said.
What is happening? I'm so
I have
confused.
no
You'll
idea.
have to pray a bit
It's
more
like
to
a war
Lathander
of
to
the
find out,
gods that you
perhaps.
two are pawns in. Helm versus Lathander.
This is crazy. I'm watching.
Sylvanas is on.
Thank you so much for watching. That was an amazing roll to end on.
down.
45 minutes. No,
An hour. week we have Boys
Boys
Butts
Butts
Glory, and then we'll pick up from this vision the week
Wow.
after.
What? I knew coming here. I was like, Kelly's gonna leave it on an absolutely insane cliffhanger, and we're gonna have a whole episode where we're not here.
Tis
Lo
the
and behold.
season to sit on that. You rolled well though. That's why we got it. How great is
We
that?
made it through this episode.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure we were gonna.
Can we level up now?
You level up. You level up.
Eighth power.
You guys all come back a little stronger after that
After
moment.
praying to our gods.
Yeah, and also just
and
surviving
boost.
some really, really treacherous situations.
Oh my gosh.
them
Thanks for
all.
tuning
Avoiding
in.
my dungeon crawl, essentially. You guys like, oh, you were digging and burrowing. Smart ladies. Smart
Any-
ladies.
Along for a moment.
Smart
we
ladies.
And we almost died.
Any announcements?
Smart ladies.
Oh yeah. Oh God. I'm you can find me on Overlight Fridays over at Geek and Sundry.
Don't sound so excited.
I'm so nervous now for everything.
Any other? I am on Sirens of the Realms on Tuesdays. Please catch me there. We have some awesome guests this week on Tuesday, so please tune in. Also, Tales from the Loop was so awesome this week, and we have
So
a great finale episode that's going to be on December 5th, so please catch that part too.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
I have an announcement to make. Please go follow me on Instagram at go_Nino, Nino. This Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, and I am currently fundraising to build a primary school in Malawi, and then also implement a service learning program in Oakland through Build On, which is an amazing nonprofit organization. And on Tuesday only, Facebook is going to match all donations made to my campaign, and the link is in my bio. So any donations that you make on this Tuesday will be doubled by Facebook,
Great.
matched. So your impact will be doubled. Thank you. And that's
Yes. Do it. Do
Yeah.
it.
And thank you.
Woo! Watch Mingle All the Way on Hallmark on Saturday.
Yeah.